All right, 3 o'clock on a Friday. We made it. Final Friday of May 2026. Welcome aboard the Postgame Show. Alongside Terry Ford, I'm Jay Phillips. I guess Bill and Tyler are going to just be going water skiing after this or boating, having some kind of fun out on the lake. Terry and I just stuck inside here in the studio.
You never get those trips.
Oh, we could have gone somewhere.
Do you remember when we did the show from the boat, you and myself and Tommy?
Yeah. The difference is that we weren't on the water. We were just on a boat.
I were just sitting on the boat.
Yeah, at Mountaintop.
Yes, we should be in the, and we said, let's do this again and be in the water.
But we could just go. We could just go somewhere. I mean, just because somebody's not paying us doesn't mean we don't have to. We can't go.
We could just say, you know what we're going to do for the rest of the summer?
Well, we could go down to Findlay Park and sit in front of the fountain, man.
Just pick places to go and do the show.
I mean, we got equipment.
In our technological world, we can do whatever the heck we want.
And that battery, how long does that battery last? Like 5 hours, 6 hours? We only need 3. Anyway, wherever you might be on this Friday, appreciate you being with us.
By the way, I just pictured Tyler jumping the shark like that old Happy Days episode with Fonz.
Yeah, which became a whole thing.
A whole thing.
There's a whole, it's like people, and this isn't like me picking on them. Hell, I hardly remember watching the Jump the Shark episode, but Jump the Shark has become the terminology, right?
Oh, for when
and I'm not even. Over. I mean, I would think most people that hear the term and use the term "jump the shark" don't realize that is like, and what that means is that was the low point of what was otherwise one of America's hit shows.
That's when it was like, okay, it's over.
Yeah, like you've
run out of stuff.
Yeah, and
now you've got Fonzie in his leather jacket on water skis, jumping a shark,
jumping over a pool with a shark.
A shark.
Yeah, in case. Because Fonzie might have died.
But Fonzie, and it got to the point where Fonzie was a superhero, remember?
That's right.
I remember watching as a kid. He could do everything. He could snap his finger and doors would open.
He's like Urkel. He wasn't supposed to be famous.
I know. Remember, he was there as a recurring character. I remember in the beginning he had a blue jacket, not a leather jacket.
But he was because it was like his mechanic's jacket, and he was just supposed to be like the neighbor that would come by, and just every so often,
just a
like
recurring
Urkel
character. But he became so popular.
Urkel wasn't supposed to be a star. I didn't watch that show, but I know that he wasn't supposed to be the star.
I was never big on that Friday night stuff. At that point in my life, I had this thing called going out. But
that's kind of how I always felt. Did you not watch those? I was like, no, not really, man. On Friday, I was usually doing something.
I had a life on Friday night. Yeah. But the thing with it is interesting with the whole Fonzie thing and the fact that Henry Winkler was just this actor, going to be a recurring character, pop up every now and then, whatever. And all of a sudden, he became a phenomenon. And now his jacket's hanging in the Smithsonian.
That's right. And he admits he can't ride a motorcycle.
Exactly. So that thing is hilarious.
Also kind of fun.
But anyway,
our good friend Langston Moore will join us. I hadn't had Langston on in a while, and always great to have him because we had him like a month ago or so. During the off season, we try to spare him from being. We gotten
the point we like having Langston on so much we just make up reasons to have him on?
Well, yes, but at the same time, we have him every week during football season,
right?
And again, he needs his separation from us. We don't need our separation from him.
Well, I think most people who are around us, like at a certain level, need time away from us.
Yes,
I totally agree.
But at least we know that.
Yeah, sometimes I need time away from myself.
Sure.
So I totally understand.
That's fair. That's why you go to the gym, or whatever.
Because you know what I said. Because at that thing, it's just I'm not around.
So Langston will be with us coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get into. I want to. We obviously he played in the NFL a long time, in addition to playing for the Gamecocks. But we today we'll probably spend more time with Langston talking about a lot of these things going on in college sports right now, and what he might look at in two ways. Langston played in the SEC. It's been over 20 years, not to age him too much, but Langston is now the father of a D1 athlete. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious from his perspective, how he sees, the similarities and the differences and what he's learned about a lot of this, through the eyes of his daughter, playing a D1 sport. So we'll touch on some of those things with him. And
what I think's interesting too about it, obviously she's not like playing college football or college basketball.
Right. She plays softball. Yeah.
And she's getting another perspective of all of this than like the college football player.
Right.
She sees it from a different lens, and so does he. So I do think it's interesting.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. So we'll get into those things, and we'll try to throw a little bit of NFL in. There is some NFL news coming out of Pittsburgh today, but it's not Aaron Rodgers, but we'll touch on that later on as part of the headlines. The NCAA tournament is underway. Got a couple of SEC teams in action right now and some nail-biters. Kentucky has just taken the lead on Wake Forest. This is in the Morgantown Regional. They're in the 9th inning. UK has just gone up 6-5. They're the visitor. Kentucky, the 3 seed. Wake, the 2. And Wake Forest is now hitting in the bottom of the 9th. And Kentucky has at least one out. I don't have a scoreboard up right here to let you know exactly what's going on, but I'll get it in a second. And Tennessee and East Carolina are locked in a big one in Chapel Hill. 2-2. ECU is the 3 to Tennessee's 2 seed. And they are now, Terry Ford, in the top of the 11th inning. So we got a really good one with Tennessee and ECU up in Chapel Hill. And Wake is down to their final out. Again, bottom 9, they trail Kentucky 6-5. This one went into the 9th at 5-all. Kentucky scoring 1 in the top half. I know Mitch Light, and we'll look at some of Mitch's predictions a little bit later on. Mitch has Wake Forest winning this regional, but this obviously would go a long way towards not seeing that happen. There are a couple of 2 seeds that he predicted to get out of their regions. I'll tell you that Tennessee is not one of those 2 seeds. He has North Carolina advancing to the College World Series, but we'll make our picks as well. And we'll get into it. You know, I'll just go ahead and tell you so as not to bury anything here. There's no movement today on the Gamecock baseball search. So, again, Carolina's candidates are coaching. Yeah. That's what I can tell you. Tonight at 8 is when Coastal plays. I'll get you an update here. In fact, I know they're playing. They started, they should almost be over, the Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas is hosting Northeastern. That's the 1 versus 4 seed in the Lawrence Regional. And it is bottom 6, Kansas up 4-3. So they're in a game, Terry Ford. Kansas.
There you go. Not surprising.
And, again, Arkansas, a lot of people's pick to get out of that regional as the 2 seed. Let's see. Upstate and Oklahoma State are in the Tuscaloosa regional, 4-all, top 3. So there you go. So, again, 2 schools from the state of South Carolina made it through Carolina. Oh, no, Citadel's in too. My bad. Sorry, Bulldog fans. Hang on. My bad. Y'all
Get
play at
together,
5.
Phillips.
I know. They're already mad at me about football. And I got so many people that are friends of mine that went to the Citadel. So, I don't, the ones that I know actually like me. The ones I don't.
Okay. That's good, right?
Well,
if you're going to pick which way to go there, that's the way to go,
at least I want the ones that like me to like me.
Like you, right. Sure. And the ones that don't like you, not to like you. That's okay.
There's the one. We remember the one guy? He
God,
like
that
me,
guy always pops up.
He don't like me.
The minute.
Yeah, he don't like me.
You bring up anything
That's okay. I'm
about
good
Citadel,
with it.
my man jumps in with the same line every time.
Feel how you feel.
That's all good.
Right? And I'm the same way. I feel how I feel. We can disagree to disagree. Yeah. That's what we do.
I had a buddy of mine who says all the time, he goes, we can disagree. You have every right to be wrong.
Yeah.
And we can disagree.
My wife has some kind of T-shirt that says something like that. I forget what it is, but it's like, if I agreed with you, we'd both be wrong or something. I forget, but it's something like that. Yeah. I'm not brave enough to wear that, but she is.
Yeah, because she's her.
Yeah. I can't recall when she's been wrong.
She's right a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it there. She's right a lot.
Yeah, it works. Yes, dear. But we'll keep you
up. What I like about you real quick is you recognize this.
Well, I think all of us should.
But we don't.
Well, how long you been?
Problem.
I mean, you've been.
Oh, trust me,
you're at 20-something years, man.
I fully understand the right and wrong and where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, the younger version of me was much more, what my aunt all say, piss and vinegar.
Okay.
About some of these things. But as you get older, you realize there's just hills not worth dying on.
Amen, man.
And you also realize something. There's a degree of being right. There's the I'm going to be right and I'm going to be right, or I'm going to be right, but you know what? For the good of the cause, I'll just be wrong.
Yeah. Well,
you learn that over the years.
That's true. Speaking of that, let's again. I have buried today's lead. Okay. Speaking of being right, or at least like what the hell was that? We still don't know what that was yesterday. At
I like
5:24 Eastern time.
I like your Twitter poll.
And I know a lot of people are still trying to figure it out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and I think you do, because I think everybody heard it. But yesterday, in the 5 o'clock hour, there was a loud boom in the Columbia area.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we were on air. We were doing our Gamecock Notebook segment, and so I had my earbuds in, and we're here in a we're not in a soundproof room, but we have like triple thick windows, and I've got the sliding glass door, and we have all this, foam and sound insulation. So I thought it was thunder.
Yeah,
which would have made perfect sense. I was like,
sound,
and it's that time of day, right? Like you're just thinking, all right, that was thunderclap, no big deal. And then during the next break, our promotions director was down here, and then I looked over at y'all. So y'all were talking about it, and I wasn't looking for it. I was just on Twitter.
Right.
And I actually saw something from Wes Mitchell that was like, I think that was an earthquake. And so then all of a sudden, like right at the same time, my family has a group text, and all of a sudden all my kids were like, I mean, the text was blowing up at the same time. I'm like, earthquake? What? What was that? What was that? Right. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Well, not an earthquake.
No.
Not thunder.
No.
Sonic boom has been confirmed, and yet we don't know what did it.
No, because the military said we had no booming
did you read the one piece? Like they called the Air Force and the Navy, and they're like, well, we didn't get a comment. And then they called the Air Force, and they were like, no comment. They called NASA, and they asked NASA if it was a spacecraft. Then NASA said it could have been a meteor. Well, could it have been a spacecraft? No comment.
No comment.
And then they said that the Marines and the Navy were, quote, looking into it. I was like, oh, that's good.
I said this yesterday.
Because they have aircraft.
You saw the movie Independence Day.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Plausible deniability somewhere out there. So, and I saw some people on Twitter. I saw one guy saying, I saw some things in the sky, too. Like, maybe it was a meteor. And I read a lot about this last night because I was like, I just want to know what it was. I'm not Mr. Tinfoil Hat here, conspiracy theorist. It was some phenomena. But I did read that it is quite unlikely to have been an aircraft of any kind because an aircraft sonic boom wouldn't be heard across as wide an area as the reports that came in. Okay. Now that's one thing I read. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't study that kind of audiology or whatever, the spread of sound. I don't know.
Neither do I.
So I'll take somebody else's word for it. A meteor sounds plausible if you got something coming in hot.
Why not?
And it blows up, or just but it's going. But something's got to be going really, really, really fast to have a sonic boom.
Sure.
And in the United States, aircraft that create sonic booms aren't technically allowed over populated areas. They can go sonic booming out, in like New Mexico and Nevada.
That's where they always,
and that's why they have, that's why Area 51 has UFOs. No, they just have experimental aircraft that do a lot of crazy stuff.
They have UFOs.
Well, they might. I don't know. If they do, that's cool. I have thrown, and I hope people realize this is tongue-in-cheek. Some people don't with me.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put that in. I wish that's why Twitter needs a sarcasm font.
Yes, I would agree.
But they don't have a sarcasm font yet.
But
I have put out on Twitter for you. After yesterday's sonic boom over the Columbia metro area, we still have no official explanation as to what caused it. It wasn't an earthquake, according to the USGS. So what do you think it was? And I've given you 4 choices, Terry Ford. A, alien spacecraft. I know that was your choice.
Ding, ding.
I thought about you there. B, an American spacecraft or plane. C, a meteor. Or D, and what now may be the most plausible of all of these, we all imagined it. I don't know, man.
I tell you.
Maybe that's it.
Could be. I tell you, I was watching, obviously, the NBA Western Conference Final, then they went to local news, right? And they interview people, which is just the highlight of all that to me. Well, I tell you what, I was walking out to Walmart.
That's right.
I tell you, something was flying through the sky with some fire on it, and it had eyes. I love those. They're my favorite people ever.
That's a man on the street.
They're my favorite people ever.
So hit me up at jphillips1075. We'll give you some results a little bit later on. But was it an alien? Did we all imagine it? Or was it something more serious than that? We'll get into the NCAA baseball tournament, make a few picks as the tourney is underway across the country. You're listening to the Postgame Show. 20 minutes after 3 o'clock on a Friday. Welcome back in. Post-game show rolling on from downtown Columbia. Jay and Terry with you. Langston coming up top of the 4. Get into some off-season football talk. What he's thinking of college football playoff expansion. You know, he lives in Dallas, which is the home of the college football playoff headquarters. And I wonder if Langston can't go assert a little influence on those people.
Well, it's simple.
On some of this.
What he can do is just show up with like some of that food he brought us.
Oh, yeah, well, that would.
You take that in there, you got some serious bribing.
Yeah, when are they going to have
material.
media days in Dallas?
I want to go back again. By the way, Langston was the most popular man on Media Row.
Well, Langston made it. I mean, Andy Staples talked about him on his show. Like, man, the guys in Columbia got it going on.
I remember those dudes that were around us were hovering around the food.
Well, I remember the one guy. Do you remember? You weren't. I don't know if you were down there when this happened, but it was like day 3. It was the day of the amazing like brisket and everything.
Oh, so good.
And he brought us enough to feed. So we were sharing.
Yeah, we
right?
were sharing.
But we had it. We had, and I'm joking. We borrowed one of the like trays from the media food room behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure we were supposed to.
Oops.
But we borrowed it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like big trays that you see
trays,
people
right.
carry and stuff, And we set some food up on it. And we're on the air. And, like, I can see, like, not out of the corner of my eye, here come 2 guys, and they just start getting food, which is in and of itself, like, it's okay. But, like, and one guy looks at me like, is it okay?
After he starts spooning it.
And
right.
I was like, well, that's ours. Like, they thought it had been placed out for the media to enjoy.
Right.
Like, just come get what you want.
Right.
And that guy was like, oh, man, like, my bad. And again, we're on the air, so he's just mouthing it back to me, right? And whoever was with him, who was definitely with him, just looked at me and shrugged his shoulders and started getting more food. And his buddy was like, dude, and he pointed like, that's there. And he goes, eh. And he just walked off. And I was like, bro, it's cool, but at least, like, go thanks.
Yeah.
You know, not like, well, screw you.
Right, like, dude, we ain't gonna hoard. All you gotta do is just like,
but at least a little tip of the cap, right?
Something, right? Because it's like at least the other guy asked, and the other dude was like,
the other guy was like,
ours?
well, I don't care, I'm
whatever.
getting it.
Okay, you did it anyway.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's funny. No, I think I was off somewhere else when that happened.
But it was,
dude, I honestly, we'd have taken him out if that was the case.
Well, it was. I was like, your mama didn't raise you right.
No, whoever raised you screwed that up.
Again, we'll share.
That's
I mean, we didn't
part.
pay for it, but Langston paid for it.
We're not like gonna hoard it because there's a 10 pounds.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it. I mean, there was so much
It was
food.
so much. It was so good. We'll share with you.
He brought brisket, and he brought
what are the burnt ends?
The burnt ends.
Oh, so good.
Those sausages.
So good.
I didn't want to think about that.
Oh man, it's like we're here to share, but man, just go through etiquette here.
Yeah, but I mean, just like, oh, thanks, or my bad, or something. But the guy was basically like,
he just said,
care.
I don't give a.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He really was like, I don't care.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed that. We should.
But at least his buddy, kind of.
Yeah.
Was like, but
well,
anyway.
1 out of 2.
Yeah. So we look forward to
Tampa.
To whenever. Yeah. Well, we should now see if Heath had, when Heath left us, Heath moved to. He and his wife now live in Atlanta.
Right.
But Heath is from Tampa. Now, if we could get Heath to temporarily move back to Tampa and bring us food, but the thing is, I don't know what Heath would bring us.
Yeah,
would he just bring us like Chipotle?
Well, I know, really, we can go get that ourselves. What was
Jack in the Box.
what was those places?
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
Checkers.
Checkers.
Man, they had a Checkers at Myrtle Beach when I worked down there.
Checkers is good,
dude, and it was like Taco Bell like value.
Oh, Checkers is so under. They put one in down the road here. Checkers is so.
Oh yeah,
underrated.
there's one in Columbia.
Checkers. If
where,
you go,
where is it?
As you're heading toward Irmo and everything.
Okay.
It's one of those exits once you leave Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a brand new Checkers in there.
Well, that's too far for me, so I probably won't
it's
ever
out
go.
of your circle of life.
I probably won't ever go. But
man,
at least it's there.
I love me some Checkers. You know what's good? Those fries.
Yeah.
Fries.
It's Anyway, all right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
Not really, but let's keep moving.
We have Kentucky has beaten Wake Forest 6-5 in the NCAA baseball tournament. ECU and Tennessee are now going Terry Ford to the top of the 12th. Tennessee actually got a runner to second base in the bottom of the 11th with only one out, but they could not push him across. So ECU holds on for that one in that inning. Now 2-2, top 12 in Chapel Hill. We have a rain delay in Auburn. Maybe this helps And I'll explain why. It is the bottom of the 6th when it started raining in Auburn. The Tigers are losing to UW-Milwaukee 11-5.
They're getting whooped.
I don't know what UW-Milwaukee's mascot is. Do you? I should probably know that.
No, geez, no. I don't.
But anyway, Milwaukee leads Auburn, the national 4 seed, and one of my picks for Omaha, 11-5. But again, that one's in a rain delay. Wow. Texas is having no problem. They're not going to have a problem this weekend. Texas leads Holy Cross 12-0, bottom 6 in Austin. Florida, another national seed, number 8. They lead Rider 4-0, top 8. Let's see. In the Hattiesburg Regional, host Southern Miss, the 9 seed, 3-3 with Little Rock. Kansas, as we mentioned earlier, now into the bottom of the 7th, still leading Northeastern 4-3. Upstate, the Spartans have gone ahead of Oklahoma State, still relatively early, middle of the ball game, top 4, 5-4. Spartans over the Cowboys. Mississippi State, the 14, leads Lipscomb 3-0, and they're going to the 6th. UCLA has just started with St. Mary's. They're the 1. Washington State, Oregon State, no score in the 2nd inning, and I think that is all of our active games, sir.
Yes. Obviously, the big shocker is Auburn.
Auburn, yeah. Now, again, Auburn hasn't lost, but Auburn is down by 6. But, I'm serious. Sometimes rain delays have an adverse effect on a pitching staff. And if you had a guy, I'm not going to say that Milwaukee was dealing when you've given up 5 runs. Clearly, Auburn was not.
Right.
And I haven't looked today to see let me see who Auburn started. But, so I'm not certain. But sometimes coaches, will make a decision to not go with an ace in these games.
Right.
And I've always, I don't know how you feel, but no matter what, I have always felt if you're the host, really in game 1 regardless, but certainly even if you are the host and you're playing a 4 seed that you think you will just overpower, you still start your number 1 guy.
I feel the same way because I think sometimes when you don't, you're overthinking the room.
Yeah.
Sometimes put your best on the mound, go out there, let him do what he does. You get a W, you're feeling good, you move forward. If you lose, Jay, now you're 1 loss away from leaving.
Right.
And now you can put your ace on the hill.
That's my thing. Well, it's twofold. Mine, I'm with you. Look, number 1, baseball is such a sport of habit, and players become creatures of habit. Start your number 1 guy when you're going into a new weekend. There's number 1, just because that's what you do. 2, a win, which you should get if you're the 1 versus a 4, as you just mentioned, puts you into the winner's bracket straight away. So, and you need that. You need that.
Yeah.
C, and this may be the one that is, more game to game, team to team, but don't give the other guy any kind of feeling of like, well, you disrespected him. Oh, they're going to start their number 2 or 3 guy. Oh, they're going with a bullpen guy
because they're always looking for ammo.
Yeah,
everybody's looking for ammo.
They don't have any respect for you at all. I mean, just go after them. So,
and you just get, like you said, you get in the winner's bracket, you move forward, you got the good feels, you got your momentum. Like you said, you're staying on your typical rhythm and schedule. Because if you lose that first game, man, because you started somebody else, now how much pressure are you putting on your ace and your team not to lose that second game?
It's hard. I mean, I remember, let's see, might have been Coach Holbrook's, I can't remember if it was his first year or not, but Carolina was the host, and they had Rhode Island, and Rhode Island had a big, tall lefty starter that came down here. Anyway, Rhode Island won game 1. And Carolina did start at ace. And Carolina made it out of the regional, out of the loser's bracket. But, man, I remember that Friday night, Terry. It was like a football loss. People were just hacked off. Because there's a real fear right there, too. So.
Sure, because and look, baseball is such a kooky game that even if you are really, really good and dominant, the scary thing is, all of a sudden you got your back against the wall. And in baseball, it's not like football and basketball and everything else. You can easily lose another game.
Yeah.
So you never want to put yourself, I think, in undue harm's way.
Right. We'll come back on the other side. Not a whole lot of updates around the Gamecock baseball search, but where the leading candidates are coaching this weekend. You're listening to the Postgame Show. 25 minutes in front of 4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. Welcome back in. Postgame show rolling on. Got a little bit of Gamecock baseball news to get you. Jay and Terry with you here. Again, Langston coming up in a bit. Dawson Harmon, Carolina's starting third baseman for most of the season, has announced today that he will be entering the transfer portal. It officially opens on Monday. He said on Twitter, quote, "After a lot of prayer and reflection, I've made one of the hardest decisions of my baseball career. With 1 year of eligibility remaining and due to the recent coaching change, I have officially decided to enter the NCAA transfer portal to pursue a new opportunity and continue chasing my dreams." He thanked Carolina for believing in me and says he's looking forward to his next gig. He hit .227, 5 homers, 21 driven in, and 128 plate appearances, or at least at-bats, not plate appearances. Jack Veltri reminding us he started 40 games and missed it says 13 straight games, so a couple of weeks' worth when he had mono. That sucks. So, again, the portal will be open for the month of June. That's the portals are, and again, you can enter it in June. You don't have to choose your new school by the end of June.
Nope.
You just got to be in during the month of June. But it goes June 1 to June 30.
Yeah, good luck to him. Everything works.
Josh Gunther is the only other Gamecock thus far that has announced a portal entry. He's a right-handed pitcher. Others will follow, I assure you.
Sure.
I don't know how many are coming back, and we'll talk about that some.
As time goes along, I mean,
once it opens, we'll talk to David and John and Jack and all of them that follow it closely.
I mean, look, I totally get it. I mean, you got a coaching change coming. You don't know who it's going to be. You want to get into some of these guys want to get in the portal as early as they can so they can see what kind of options they'll have. And look, you get a new coach here in the next couple of weeks, and you haven't found a landing spot. You can always talk to the new coaching staff if they got any interest in you or you got any interest in them. I mean, but it feels like the guys that go in, for the most part, you will not see come back, is my feeling.
You brought something up to kind of go into the next part of our conversation here about this, and I heard Bill say, and I'm sure Leon was joking, Sheriff Lott, who's a big Gamecock fan, root for the other guy against the coaching candidates, and so that way, whoever it is, get him in here. And I get that. Because whoever it is, you want them to get rolling. But at the same time, you asked me a question earlier in the week, how much does it matter for these guys to advance? And for some of them, there may be some luster removed from their candidacy, if you will, if they don't advance. Again, if Dan Fitzgerald as a host doesn't advance out of the Lawrence Regional, is that a knock? I mean, again, it's a point of view thing, but what's the biggest knock on Monty as a head coach? Is that the years at Clemson when he was a host, they didn't advance.
No.
They did it, 3 straight years they were the host.
Didn't get out of the region, and then he started missing. But the biggest thing with Monty, and that you nailed it, 13 years as head coach, only 1 trip to the Supers, and at Clemson, where they spend money and they have resources and they care, Monty couldn't get out of the region.
So,
when he was hosting.
Look, sometimes it's just dumb luck. So, again, is it on Monty? I'm not saying that's on Monty, but to those who, you're right. I mean, it was first you weren't advancing, and then you didn't make it, and we got to make a change. And, again, things happen in sports, in life. But at the same time, that was one of the big dings. It was like, man, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah, I think, too, and this isn't about Monty. This is just in general. I think college basketball and college baseball, there are coaches who are really good in the regular season because it's a rhythm, right? You got scheduled, it's a rhythm, and everything happens over and over again, right? It's like Groundhog Day. Then you get to the postseason, and it's a complete opposite, right? And I think now you're coaching more fluid, right? You're out of your rhythm. You're out of your schedule. It's not Groundhog Day anymore. And you're not hearing Sonny and Cher when you wake up. And some guys are really good at the organized, fluid chaos it is the postseason. Like college basketball, can you coach a turnaround game? A lot of these guys can't because they're not getting their regular preparation time and scouting time. They're kind of riffing on the run, and they can't do it, and that's why they're not successful in the NCAA basketball tournament. In baseball, I feel like it's about how do you navigate a pitching staff. because this is totally different, Jay. This isn't like you would do it in the regular season. And your everyday lineup is a lot like your everyday lineup, right? I mean, for the most part. But how do you use your pitching staff in the crazy, chaotic world that is the NCAA baseball tournament? And I think that's where the rubber meets the road for some of these guys who aren't successful in the postseason like they are in the regular season, because you've taken and flipped the world upside down. It's like, you're a music guy.
Yep.
Some bands can get up there and you give them their stuff and they play it perfect. Then you say, okay, man, we want you to start freestyling. Jam band it.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
You what?
Right.
But then you can put your boys like Fish or the Dead or whatever up there. They can jam band for 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
I think the postseason's a jam band. I really do. And I think who's better at jam banding?
That's fair. I mean, because you don't know what's going to be thrown at you.
You'd have no clue.
Yeah, and you do have to wing it sometimes. And when you do get into the losers bracket, which is going to happen from time to time, you might have a doubleheader.
Yeah.
And you got it. It's a whole different kind of navigation in any given day.
So what I'm saying to you will make you happy. Fish would be a really good NCAA tournament team.
Oh, they're great, man.
Basketball or baseball.
They've been to Omaha 6 times.
They might cut down nets. Fish.
I should look how many.
See how many times I've been to Omaha?
They don't play a lot of like smaller Midwestern cities.
They don't do that.
They play
Midwestern.
Chicago a lot, and they played the Twin Cities, and they'll play smaller towns.
So they don't roll into Omaha and Des Moines.
I don't know that Omaha is their kind of town, man.
That's funny.
But
you figure they probably go to Kansas City before they go to Omaha, because Kansas City's right down the road.
Yeah, they've probably been to KC a bit, But when they play out there, I guess Indiana's kind of the Midwest, right?
Yeah,
it's Midwest-ish,
sort of ish.
They play
Indianapolis.
They play Indy a lot.
That's
they
a bigger city.
They play Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
And they play. I forget the name of the place. It's right outside Milwaukee. They play there a bunch.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That venue.
Deer Park.
Yeah.
It's
a nice venue.
Yeah,
so
they play there a lot. Anyway,
I feel
and they played Wrigley. They've played Wrigley.
Yeah, that would be cool. Concerts in stadiums.
Their Wrigley shows were great. They played Fenway, and it rained, and so they did like one because usually they do 2 sets, and it was delayed for like an hour and a half, but they were determined to play, right?
That's funny.
And so they basically just did like 2.5 hours.
No. That's cool.
Yeah, and I mean the Fenway people didn't care, but they were like, we got to get it in, so they just went.
Well, that's the only stadium show I saw was Bruce at Camden Yards, and Bruce just went 3 straight hours.
Yeah, they just go.
Didn't go to the bathroom, didn't anything to drink. And Bruce is like 100 years old now, so Bruce is just insane.
He just had surgery.
Man is insane.
Yeah.
Insane, but anyway.
Yeah, but their Wrigley shows were pretty cool. We had to webcast them. We didn't go.
That's nice.
But still, they're like, yeah.
So basically, I feel like that's the thing, and it's just coaching. I think it's more of a jam band.
Yeah, so and to come back around to it, like I don't know. Again, it's going to be up to an individual fan. I don't know how much stock
but
Jeremiah
go to the point of Fitzgerald. If he loses,
I would think some.
Loses.
If you're on the road, does that help the mindset of those that are judging you when it comes to not advancing?
Right. Florida State. They're Tallahassee.
They're in Tallahassee.
Right.
But again, and look, these are some. I don't want to say these are heavy candidate, but is Rob Vaughn at Alabama on any kind of like backup? I don't know, but they're hosting. Butch Thompson and Auburn are hosting. James Ramsey's already out. Steve Saban's at West Virginia is hosting.
I mean, our guy we like, even though we know it's whatever. Wes Johnson's
Johnson's.
I mean,
Georgia. Look, yeah. Again. Wes Johnson's going to be in the Kevin O'Sullivan category. Georgia's just going to mess around and win the World Series, and it won't matter anyway.
I know.
Even if he's not. I mean, look, he's not. I'm just saying.
We're just having fun with that.
Yeah. Todd Interdonato is on the road.
What you and I did, we went to Lake Murray together, and we sailed the Wes Johnson ship together.
We did.
Much to our disappointment.
I did what I could.
Much to our disappointment.
I think Wes would have to make north of $2 million to come to Columbia.
His salary will start with a 2.
Yeah. And
I'm not
sure,
1,000.
I'm not sure they're quite ready for that. We shall see. Terry opens the vault on the other side of the postgame show. 11 minutes in front of 4 o'clock on this Friday afternoon. Jay and Terry with you. Langston coming up in just a bit. We'll talk to the former Gamecock and NFLer about a lot of the offseason football storylines and just get his take, again, as both a former college athlete and now the father of a college athlete, what he's thinking of some of the legislation that's out there going on. What would he have done? He was part of a union, Terry, back in the day. So,
Run it by me again?
I said he was part of a union back in the day.
Langston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That worked.
That union wasn't as together like as the baseball union. Football union, a little different animal.
A little bit.
Not as, because they like, hold on for a minute.
Yeah, you need to shut that.
Right.
Yeah, I see that. There's people that don't realize we're on the air. How long has Dave been in radio?
It's not Dave. It's one of our young techs.
Oh, okay.
Who doesn't understand.
Well, he's talking to Dave, though.
And Dave's talking back to him.
I know. So I'm saying, how long's Dave been in radio? You ever notice that nobody pays
Dave sat
a
next
bit
to
of
Marconi.
attention? It doesn't matter.
I know.
We have these
Big,
we have big giant on air. Let's say on air. They
And
bright red.
no one pays attention.
Nobody.
Let me ask you a question, since we're going down this rabbit hole together.
Sure.
And I've had one of those days where this is easy for me to now go down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
Is it me or has it gotten worse as we've been in this business longer? There used to be more of a. I mean, if that light was on,
right?
That light was on. It was like shut the bleep
Right.
up outside.
In
right?
fact, don't even go around there.
No, don't even. You're right. Don't even come near the.
That was almost like a stay away thing.
Yeah.
Not just be quiet, but stay away.
Right.
And now, no, people will come down here, man, and they're yapping and talking.
They'd stand
Right
one
at the
foot
door.
outside that door and just start blathering.
Yeah.
I'm
Is it
with
okay
you.
are you going to get mad at me if I ask Dave how long he's been in radio when we hit the next break?
No, not today. Not today.
So I have just to completely switch gears here before we both just start doing things we shouldn't. Before you open the vault, I have our poll question running. After yesterday's sonic boom over the Columbia metro area, we still have no official explanation as to what caused it. Again, it was a sonic boom. We just don't know what caused the sonic boom. That's what I mean by official explanation. It wasn't an earthquake, according to the USGS. So what do you think it was?
What we got so far?
A, alien spacecraft. B, an American spacecraft or plane. C, a meteor. Or D, we all imagined it. Yeah, could be, right? We're all living in a giant's pocket. Right now, Terry Ford, 40% of respondents. Alien spacecraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alien spacecraft.
You know what? It doesn't matter if I believe it or not. I voted for it, and I want it to win.
Yeah, alien spacecraft, 40%.
I want it to win.
40%. And then a tie at 30% each for an American spacecraft or a meteor. Apparently, no one thus far believes that it's in our imagination collectively.
I don't think it was.
I mean, I heard it,
I heard.
but maybe I didn't.
And look, I was sober.
I was right. I mean, you were standing where you are. I'm
Yeah,
sitting where I'm sitting.
By that time of the show, I was not fully sober.
Sure.
But kind of.
That's fine. Well, you still heard it.
I heard it.
Again, you and I thought. Well, I don't know what you thought initially. I thought it was thunder.
I thought it was thunder.
Which would have made perfect sense. I was like, oh, that's pretty loud thunder. There must be just sometimes thunder's right over you.
Getting into late May, it's that time of year we get the stray little thunder boomer thing, and then all of a sudden you look up and it's sunny again.
Yeah, I thought it was thunder. And again, I can't see outside
100%.
because it feels like a cave in here, so I can't see that it was.
That's because we're doing video now, Jay. We've advanced in the world with everyone else.
I've let you know that I don't care about any of that.
I know you do. That's why we don't let you make decisions.
Thank you.
We love you deeply.
I don't want to.
We love you deeply.
No, again, it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to make decisions.
I know you
so therefore, I have to live with decisions that are made.
Exactly. And then every now and then in a snarky way, take a shot at it.
Yeah, I'll just let you know how I feel about it. That's all. That's all. I'm old, man. I'm going to do it. Get off my lawn, you youngsters. All right, what have you got for us, sir?
I'm starting something new today. We're going to, in honor of, remember they were doing this American trivia thing on here? And I said, you know what? It was lame. Remember how lame those questions were?
I like George Washington. that easy thing the other day?
Yeah. So I'm going to turn the vault into a little kind of trivia thing.
I wanted it to be hard. And then you were asking me something, and I was like, well, wait, a first grader can get that.
And This is the original Jeopardy theme from 1964 to 1975.
What was that guy's name? Art?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah, Art Linkletter or whatever his name was. All right, ready? This day, 1989.
Okay.
This all-star third baseman, 12-time all-star, retired from Major League Baseball at the age of 39.
1989.
12-time all-star third baseman. I'll make it easier.
That's not
Philadelphia Phillies.
Is that Mike Schmidt?
Yep.
Okay. Was he that old then?
Yeah.
Wow.
This day, 1980. This is an easy one. You can't screw this one up now.
Okay.
This guy broke Ty Cobb's stolen base record with his 893rd bag.
Ricky.
Yeah, buddy.
Ricky B and Ricky.
So we're going to start doing this.
Okay.
A little trivia.
I didn't know Mike Schmidt was that old through the 80s.
39 years old, man.
Wow.
How about that?
He was good. I didn't like him, but he was good.
Yeah, I didn't like him either, but he was really good.
I like Langston Moore. He's coming up next.
He's next.
Integrated Media is ready to make sure that whatever you like to watch or listen to is being done with the best possible equipment, the latest technology, and the peace of mind if it's, keeping your house safe, that they can do that for you, too, with the latest technology and their own expertise. See, here's the great thing about Integrated Media that you can't get from a big box store. They make house calls. They sell every piece of equipment that you can find anywhere else, and they sell it for the same prices. Speakers, televisions, security cameras, lighting, thermostats, they do all of those kinds of things for you. But when they install it and put it in and help you design where it's going to go, you know it's been done right the first time. They did this when we remodeled. We'd already been using Integrated Media before we remodeled, but when we did the full remodel, we went from like thrilled to beyond ecstatic with what they've done for us. So whatever it is in home theater, indoors, outdoors, one room, whole house, security, lighting, everything else, 803-948-8327. Nobody better than Integrated Media. 4 o'clock on a Friday. Welcome back in. Second hour of the postgame show coming at you from the Herndon Chevy Studios in downtown Columbia. Alongside Terry Ford, I'm Jay Phillips. The NCAA baseball tournament getting underway today all across the country. A couple of SEC teams in action. One has already advanced into the winner's bracket, Kentucky. And the mild upset of Wake Forest in the Morgantown Regional. Cats win that one 6-5 over the Deacs. Tennessee had a winning run on third base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 12th. They are in the Chapel Hill Regional, taking on ECU. The Vols are the 2 to the Pirates 3. Tennessee couldn't push it across, though. And now East Carolina has gone ahead 3-2 top 13, although Tennessee just turned a huge double play to get out of the inning with only the 1 run scoring. So Tennessee will look to, at bare minimum, push this thing to a 14th inning. I don't know what time the Heels, Terry, are. Let me look. What time the Heels are scheduled to play today? I think I saw 5 o'clock. So that could get pushed back.
That's going to get pushed back a little bit, probably.
5 o'clock is the scheduled start time for North Carolina and Virginia Commonwealth. So we'll see if that one's going to happen. Auburn is the number 4 national seed. They had a long rain delay this afternoon. They're hosting Milwaukee to open things. Auburn, the 1 in the regional, again, the number 4 overall. But they are losing. The game has resumed. It is now bottom 7, and in the top of the 7th, Milwaukee pushed another one across, Terry. It's now 12-5, Milwaukee leading the Auburn Tigers. Now, it's not do or die.
It's not over, but you do get an L.
And Auburn, I looked up. They started Marciano, who Butch has flip-flopped his Friday night guys over the last month or so. Mm-hmm. But this kid started their last 2 series openers. So I guess he had kind of moved into that role. So the kid that started today had been the guy that had been going first for them for the last couple of weeks, but at least last couple of series.
Rough day.
But just didn't have it today. Yeah, just didn't have it today. But again, Tennessee down. The only other SEC team, let's see, no, there's 2 others right now playing, I think. No, 3. Okay, hang on. There's so much going on, man. Mm-hmm. Texas is in a nail biter with Holy Cross. It is now 18-0.
Jeez, that one's tight.
No run rules in the tournament, though.
Isn't that awful?
I'm sorry, Holy Cross. I guess Gordy Lockbaum isn't playing.
No, he is. He started. He didn't get through the first inning.
Florida was up big on Ryder, but it is now 7-7 in the 9th.
How about that?
And Mississippi State leads Lipscomb 4-0 in the 7th inning. Upstate, not an SEC game, but Upstate is leading Oklahoma State in the Tuscaloosa Regional 6-5. And they are in the, hang on, because it's bottom of the 5th.
A lot of folks have had Oklahoma as a sexy pick to get to Omaha.
Oklahoma State,
rather.
Oklahoma State, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks. By the way, the Holy Cross thing's funny. I saw this. I think it was Mitch's post. Holy Cross, back in the 60s or something, got to Omaha multiple times.
Oh, yeah?
I got to find the little blurb.
Holy Cross is in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got to find this. But, yeah, ready? Holy Cross has been in 10 NCAA tournaments from 52 to 78, reached the College World Series 52, 58, 62, 63.
Nice.
So they got a taste of Omaha.
Yeah, there you go.
They know what's up. How many guys are on that team from 63 right now, you think?
They need some of them.
But anyway, a little tidbit for you.
Remember that Billy Crystal bit when he it's talking about Old Timers Day, and he comes out like he's the 90-year-old man. He's like, he's the Comet, ladies and gentlemen, the Comet, the fastest man. He can barely walk, and he's trying to tip his cat, and he's just shuffling out there.
Yeah,
the Comet, ladies and gentlemen.
That's so funny. Here's the Comet.
I don't know how many, and look, I'm older than you, man, so as I bring you in, I don't know how many old-timers days you've been to, in Cincinnati or something, but even if you ever go to one, you'll still be younger than me, so it's not like bragging.
Langston was called the Comet in high school.
Sure.
Where'd you buy?
The Comet, the Jet, using Comet to scrub out a bottom of a commode, as my old man used to say. How you spell the word commode? I don't even.
Yeah, my mom always called it a commode too. Where did that?
Does anybody our age use the word commode?
Yeah, I never used commode.
No.
Yeah. Of course, my grandmother called the refrigerator the ice box. So
yeah, my grandma and aunt said ice box.
Yeah.
Because back then,
why you call it in? And then they had to explain to me what that meant. I was like, oh.
Well, back in the Flintstone days, it was a block of ice.
Yeah.
That's right. You had to go get the block of ice. It got delivered to the house next to the milk and all types of.
Then I used to ask, well, how did they keep the ice frozen at the ice place if you can't keep it frozen in your own house?
Right. Did you ever call a bathroom a lavatory in your life?
No.
No, it's a bathroom.
It's
a bathroom.
Yeah, unless it was like a school function. That teacher was like the only way she would let me go to the lavatory. I called it that.
I was like, to the laboratory. What are we? This isn't chemistry. What are we doing here?
Just dissect a frog. I go to the bathroom. Yeah. What are we doing here?
Yeah, we had an old teacher in high school who insisted upon calling jeans dungarees, and I'm like,
not the dungarees.
I'm like, bro,
yeah, those dungarees, folks.
You're wearing dungarees. I'm like,
dungarees.
What's your point? Anyway.
Did that guy have patches on his coat, on his sports coat?
Yeah, he did. He had the glasses that he peered over and all that. He was great. He was
I can
great.
see that guy.
But dungarees. Langston Moore is with us. Let me get the full introduction here. The former Gamecock defensive lineman, team captain, draft pick of the Cincinnati Bengals, longtime NFL veteran, husband, father, barbecue aficionado, children's book author. He's a athlete father now as well, public speaker, and all around Renaissance man, and cheer dad, part-time media member. I'm sure there's stuff I've forgotten because we haven't had you in a while for me to do the whole spiel. Plus, I'm still kind of
caterer. He catered.
Yeah, that's right. Or at least catering delivery guy for the greatest barbecue in the Dallas Metroplex at SEC Media Days a couple summers ago. How you doing, man? It's good to have you back.
Man, I'm doing well, and that's about the extent of what I can do, man. I can order it well. What time you need it? I'll get it here 15 minutes before we say we need it. That's my expertise right there, ordering the food in. But doing well, man. You know, summertime's here, doing a bunch of different summertime kickoff stuff, summertime slide. But, you know, it's talking season right now. We got to figure out something to do with all this baseball. That is the crazy thing, and Terry, you'll appreciate this. I went to an Orioles game earlier this spring.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is. Again, it was a great time. Camden Yards. I got my fix in because, again, growing up, always, you know, Cal Ripken, everything, Camden Yards. But I've been watching more Orioles baseball than anybody needs to that's not from Baltimore in the last 2 or 3 months, man. It's been amazing. But tons of good baseball on right now.
There is. And the Atlanta Braves doing okay. We got the tournament starting today in college.
Now, Langston, you got to go to an Oriole game. You got to go sit. I think it's the right field bleachers now. That's become where you get sprayed.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're spraying. They spray the bleachers and all this stuff now. So you got to go sit out there, dude. And you got to.
Yeah, but with what?
Well, that I can't tell you. Could be water. Could be Natty Bow.
Okay.
Who knows?
All right.
Baltimore Public Water.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want any part of Baltimore Public Water.
Fresh out of the Inner Harbor, kids.
Well, in the Inner Harbor, it depends. Now, they got to squeeze that water off the dead body.
Yeah. Well, we did the paddle boating on the Inner Harbor one time, and there's a film.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, didn't you hit a bump? You go, that was bumpy. They have speed bumps in the harbor?
Yeah.
No, that speed bump has hands.
No, we didn't see any of that, thank God, but there was a film.
Yeah, there is.
But when you're right there inside, you know.
I will say this, you don't want to fall in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that
I've been to a lot of places where I've seen a lot of unhoused people and doing a lot of different things. One of my favorite stories of telling is when I went to Portland, Oregon, and saw a young unhoused man having a full bubble bath in a fountain. That was you never see anybody in Baltimore bathing in the Inner Harbor. So I think that's a good sign to don't eat out of there, don't bathe out of there.
I'll tell you this, Portland, Oregon. My oldest son lives in Portland, Oregon. And he has stories. There's a guy for a while was riding around on a unicycle wearing nothing but boots or something like that. Portland's got some people, man.
You guys ever watched Portlandia? Portlandia will make you laugh so hard.
Portlandia.
Because it is filmed in Portland, and all the storylines are taken from stuff that happens in Portland.
That thing is true, man.
Yeah.
Portland's a deal,
people
dude.
talk about, keep Asheville weird, and I'm like, Asheville can't hold a candle to Portland.
At all.
My oldest has stories.
Yeah.
I'll just say that he's got stories.
I believe it. We got a lot to get with you, and we'll get you next segment as well. But I'm curious, from your perspective, as you watch what's going on with all these different votes and now, legislation in Washington with college sports and 24 schools and TV rights and everything like that, and what kids can get and can't get. I'm just curious, because you're a former athlete in the SEC, so you played at the highest level, but now you are the father of a college athlete in a big city at least. She plays softball. We get that. She's not like you and playing high-level football or anything, but I'm just curious how differently your perspective changes or how you view what's going on, not from like an envy thing, like, man, look at what these kids get, but just how your perspective changes on seeing what happened when you were playing, what these kids are getting today, and now through the eyes, perhaps, of the as a parent of a D1 athlete.
Man, it's funny you say that because timing and perspective on everything matters because all the old guys in the NFL little gym I go to this morning, we're all talking about the minimum salary in the NFL is $1 million. What was it back in 2003? Then somebody chimed, I played in 92. We didn't even have collective bargaining. And it was amazing because my first year in the NFL in 2003, they gave us a list and they try to show you how far they'd come with the PA and, in 92, they were playing for less than six figures. And like, man, why do they even And now those kids look back on me and say, why the hell would anybody play football in 2003 for $250? And at the time, that just blew my mind. That, man, I get two. That's the minimum? Oh, man. And so the ability to make this money, and especially for the kids to do it, more, again, the sooner you can start making money in anything, whether it's the stock market, getting your penny saver, all of that, especially in college athletics where there's such a pipeline of money going through one way, but it's been sieved off and only kind of going to adults for a while. Definitely I am very excited that all these kids can figure out these different ways, but it's also very interesting just to see the kind of cultural shift because we've seen, especially in the NFL, just the marketing has been working, like, helmets and hits and like just the guys being a little bit smarter. Again, the smart ones don't play football a long time. They usually get out and figure out how to be like a lawyer like Todd or something like that. Sell insurance, be very smart, write a book, do something besides run your head into somebody else. But like you saw like a wave of people kind of like, the 10-year guys. I'm thinking about the linebacker from the Panthers. He cut his career short by maybe 2 or 3 years. More and more guys just saying, you know what, I won't reach for that 10, 12 and try to be the longest guy, the last guy standing in a musical chair deal. They're getting their money and getting out there. Now you're hearing the stories of guys signing that signing bonus and not even making it through a rookie camp because they're coming in with a wealth of money. They're coming in with a wealth of, man, I played at Texas and, man, I got to go play at Cincinnati, and no knock on Cincinnati, but my facilities at Texas is way better than anything at Cincinnati. And, they're only going to take what the city tax base gives them. So, and not every facility is like, but you're starting to see this kind of a trend, and it's just really interesting to me. I'm all for the kids and all the students getting the money. Make sure you put the money away, save it for yourself, save everything. As a rapper told me, save everything you can. But other than that, I mean, it's just really wild to see just the absorbent amount of money. And, of course, with the talks of the 24 playoff schedules and the TV money, all of those things are going to be tied in together. So at the end of the day, if you're the player, you're the product, make sure you figure out a way to get yours because that window is very short for when you can make these big checks like that.
We got a lot to get to with Langston. We'll touch on some of the other things going on around the legislation in D.C., and we'll try to get in a little summertime food or more. Our good friend Langston joining us here on a Friday afternoon. Jay Phillips, Terry Ford, the postgame show. Griffin Pools and Spas, ready to turn your backyard into your dream permanent vacation oasis. Since 1976, the pros at Griffin have been involved in custom pool design, and they treat every project like it was their own backyard. The late, great Stanley Griffin started the company back then, and the whole "we make you feel good" mantra has been there ever since. Custom pool design, as I said, an aggressive schedule commitment. Once you guys agree on what's going on, bang, they want to get it done for you with top quality construction and a minimized disruption. In other words, hey, listen, we know we're going to dig a hole in your backyard here, all right? It's going to be a little tricky for a minute or two, but then, bang, you get what you want, right? Saltwater pools, low-maintenance equipment installation, and they're with you, holding your hand from start to finish. You can go see their demo pool at their location on North Lake Drive. Learn more online at griffinpoolsandspas.com. But turn that backyard into your dream oasis with Griffin Pools and Spas. Welcome back in. Post-game show rolling on this Friday. Jay Phillips, Terry Ford, our very good friend Langston Moore joining us on the guest line. Day one of the NCAA baseball tournament. After going scoreless for several innings, including into the extras, Tennessee and East Carolina have decided to start scoring a little bit. ECU went ahead 3-2 in the 13th, top of the 13th. Tennessee tied it in the bottom half. So they've gone to the 14th, Terry Ford. ECU now has scored again 4-3. They have one on, one out. This is the Chapel Hill Regional with the Heels hosting VCU scheduled for 5 o'clock. That ain't happening.
Nope.
But ECU has now has 2 on. They just had a walk. So 2 on, 1 out. East Carolina and Tennessee. Texas is crushing poor little Holy Cross.
It just ain't right, man.
It's not. It's just mean.
All right.
That's right. And let's see. Mississippi State is up big on Lipscomb. Auburn is losing. They have tacked on 2, 12-7 in the 8th. Florida, let's see. I think Florida's game must have gone final. Florida must have won that game. I'll find out for you in a second. And Upstate still leads Oklahoma State 6-5. So we'll keep you updated on what's going on around the tournament throughout the course of the afternoon. Yeah, Florida won 8-7, and they had to do it in the bottom of the ninth.
It was tough sledding there for the Gators.
They had to do it in the ninth.
All right, really quick.
Yeah.
Holy Cross's lineup includes Gordy Lockbaum, Justice Clarence Thomas, former political commentator Chris Matthews from NBC, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Wow.
That's your lineup for Holy Cross. Wonder why they're getting beat.
Yeah. And one of those guys is no longer with us, so that's...
well, that tells you he might have started. John Favreau.
John Favreau.
Also in the lineup, Bill Simmons.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Again, they're not with us anymore, but it'd been nice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Bobby Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn could have been
Chris
in this
Matthews
lineup.
at short is playing from up above, man. So.
Now, that should be an advantage.
Yeah, well, to somebody, I guess to
exactly.
Texas.
So that's where we're at. That's the Holy Cross lineup. No wonder they got punked the way they have. A lot of great minds, maybe not great baseball players.
Yeah, that's right. Langston is with us. All right, let's just ask you the debate that rages throughout college football fandom these days, and with everybody else too. Does Langston Moore want to keep it at 12 in the playoff, go to 16, or 24?
I feel like they were listening to me earlier this year because I said something very similar to this. Maybe not with all the details and everything, but the whole purpose of the top 25 has just been arbitrary forever. Why wouldn't it the top 15, top 12, top whatever? We decided a long time ago for media, whatever, to say top 25 poll. USA Today, that sounds like it goes well together. And so it's been arbitrary. It's been made up. We can do it. Let's go ahead and incorporate it into this playoff system. Now, again, I haven't thought about all these details, but it would have been very cool to have, like, maybe the 24, 25 team be the play-in teams so we get some of those fringe and just have everybody else beat us up. We can still keep everything 12 and down with the higher seedings. We can still sprinkle in some of those bowl game locations, but, again, getting people on campus. Now, the biggest question is going to be how long is the season going to stretch out if we do this? And that's the biggest thing. We start talking about athlete health, the draft. Are we going to start doing like they do my ladies in the WNBA? You finish the championship game, and on Tuesday, you're in the draft working out, and then you're playing next week. So are they going to start doing that? And then we got to think about football season, like the amount. It's we're going to see this here in a couple months, but like, the amount of games that's going to be like rain delayed, canceled. We're going to start seeing it now tonight with all the softball stuff, especially with the Oklahoma. That whole little, there's always a good 2 or 3 days, and they run super efficient. They do got run rules in there. They don't waste a lot of time with a lot of that stuff, but it's still the rain delay. So couple that with how long they want the season to be, because I want to watch every single one of those games. I don't play those games, Jay. Like you talked about, I'm the old guy now, so I don't care about playing safety. Please, sir, go out there and run real hard for me so I can be cooking this brisket and watch you run around there and play. So I think with the weather and how far they want it now, if they want to truncate and say, man, we're going to have a hard stop here regardless, and we'll just, maybe shorten the season up. But they're not trying to do that. It's like one of those things. Once you give ground, they're not giving it. Once you add a game, they're not taking it back. Right. It's the same way with the NFL, same way with anything else. So that's probably gone, and that means we're not going to be shorting the season up. We don't care about nobody's health, but this is all about, my entertainment.
All right, which I totally agree, by the way, 150%. Right there. Hey, it ain't my job to protect you. It's other people's job. It's your job to entertain me while I'm eating brisket. Hey,
that's right.
Question for you, though, sir. All these things going on today, with NIL transfer portal, there college football playoff, this, that. There's so many things evolving in the world of college athletics. Makes your head explode. What's the one thing, being the old head Langston Moore, that drives you crazy and you can't stand it?
The old thing that probably drives me crazy, like I said, you hit it. There's so many things going on all the time. Like I saw the Trinidad Chambers story a couple weeks ago. I was like, I thought we already finished on that, but then there, then there's appeals and all these, and so there's so much going on. I would like to just have some kind of uniformity, because I do consider myself, I spend a huge amount of my life watching sports and things that probably don't really cost me more things than actually pay me some of those things. So my point is, I like to have some uniformity, and we could all kind of like figure out, okay, that's not legal. No, a guy 28 years old coming back from the Europe League and playing in the NBDL or whatever, and now he's playing, like, what is going on? Will Wade, what are you doing? Like, so I would like to try to figure out, but who am I kidding? I played under this regal crown of the NCAA that had all these rules, and none of these rules even matter no more. So it's like, like you said, that's a good point, Terry. It's like I was kind of in prison, or that old military guy who had the rules one way, but now I get back to the mainland a couple years later, and it's like, hold on, we don't do that no more. we can't smoke we can't smoke cigarettes on the airplane no more. But everybody's on the airplane with the pajamas. So I mean, I don't know. I'd rather take the cigarette smokes than the pajamas. I don't know. That's just my gripe for somebody who flies a lot. But I think the biggest thing would probably be like uniformity. But again, who are we going to get it with? Because everybody has different pulling objectives. The government wants one thing, political things this way. Oh, the SEC, that kind of falls underneath other political things. So can we do this? NIL, Texas, let's not let these boys not get this money there's just so much stuff going on. So there's not going to be one person that saves us. We're going to have to all figure it out. It's probably going to have to be one really smart coach like Nick Saban or something like that just says, all right, these are the rules. This is what we're going to do from here on out to the next time.
I know it's Langston Moore is with us this afternoon. Again, the former Gamecock, a longtime NFLer and a great friend of the program. I know it's a few hours west of you over in Lubbock, where this Brendan Sorsby case is happening. I'm not sure how much news it makes across the state of Texas on a regular basis, but as you know, he's admitted to his gambling problem. He's gotten his treatment for now, at least, and gone through some counseling, and he wants to play again. But the number one cardinal rule in sports is you can't bet on your own team, and he did. As a former athlete, A, can you tell us how much education y'all used to get about that in college or in the NFL? And B, does a kid deserve leniency, or is that a line that simply can't be crossed and recrossed?
To answer the first question, relentless. It was nonstop. Don't do this, don't do that. The yellow, I vividly remember them coming in showing us like parlay cards and different things like that. And if you ever see these, go the other way. If you go to, we know these barbershops y'all go to it. And that was just analog. Now it's all digital. And if you think you fool anybody by placing these bets or doing all, even 2 or 3 people removed, just all of a sudden when you see, 10-1 odds on Indiana versus whatever, and, this many over-unders on touchdowns, and all the bets coming that way, I think there's probably going to be a trail there some way. But I think it just goes back to let's use the Pete Rose barometer for this. As Pete called from the clubhouse.
Right.
Even though he wasn't betting, again, it's just too close for comfort. It's just like, I don't know how to do this without being crass, but you fool me once, but no, it's only a matter of time before you get a taste of blood in your head, and you'll be like, especially now with all the prop bets, especially now with all these things. And I just saw Terry Rozier just got more indictments the other day just for getting out of the game earlier, and he only did it for $100,000, which also blows my mind with all of this. So that's the biggest lesson with all of this, kids. The exchange, the insider. You put $100 down on insider information you had while you were at this school. It wasn't worth it at the end of the day, especially when you're looking at this here now with all the different things with the NFL, or just the NIL money and what you could do at Texas Tech, and then this next coming up season coming off of the playoff run. So. Relentless, nonstop pressure, police, everybody, and I would imagine that it's probably even more so now because the digital footprint, and this is the thing we got to always remind kids, because I myself, the phone is not your friend. Technology is not your friend. And technology is not your friend when you're trying to cheat, when you're trying to get over on somebody. They got everything you need right here in this phone, and if whatever you don't see, somebody else somewhere is like, I know where to find that at your phone. We got it. We can find that.
I got about a minute left for you here. What's big on the Langston Moore menu this summer? Have you done a brisket out back? You just go get some. I did a 12-pound Boston butt last weekend, but
so
what do you got going?
We've been looking for some new equipment, man. I'm not gonna lie. So we've been out there searching and hunting for a grill, but I've been dead set on trying to find a place that's gonna put this together for me, because the last couple of grills I had to put together. I was all excited, and then I put it together, didn't grill nothing out, so it just took away all my chutzpah to grill some meat. So I'm trying to find a place. I think I settled on a grill. Now I'm trying to find somebody who's going to do it, and I got to have them figure out a way so I can get it over here to me, so we can do the real thing and flare up some meat, cook this meat on this grill.
They'll do it for you. All you got to do is pay them. They'll do it.
Yeah.
In the words of Marvin Gaye, you can leave. It's going to cost you. You can get it done. It's just going to cost
exactly.
you. So
We'll get you here in studio at some point soon, and you and I will now be DC parents again. I'm excited about that. So we got you found some new places for us to go eat, right?
Oh, he set us up.
Absolutely, man. A whole bunch.
We're all DC parents.
Yep.
I go up there to see my daughter. I only see her on the front end and on the back end. So it's much like my college life. So I spend all my time just roaming around eating at places.
All right. Well, we'll all three hook up in DC this fall. This is gonna be fun.
How funny would that be, by the way?
Why wouldn't we?
In DC. That'd be good times.
We could do a show. We'll just take the equipment. We'll get up there early.
That's right.
He's Langston Moore. You can catch him at athletesandartists.net. He and Coach P and Kev Roche with the Just a Chicken series of books. You can get them into a school or speaking group near you, whether it's the summer or the regular school year. And, of course, follow Langston for everything he's doing. Remove the chains, the way to do that. Happy summer, sir. We appreciate you. Best to the family. We'll holler at you soon.
Bug you again soon, brother.
Absolutely. Y'all be good.
That's our good friend Langston Moore. We'll update you on what's going on at the tourney in that extra inning game. One of them blew it open. We'll tell you who on the other side. It's the postgame show. AAA Heating and Air, my favorite people when it comes to keeping me nice and comfortable, because they're the experts. They're the best. Roy and Dana Finley and their crew have been doing it for so long, but they have helped us out with a couple of new systems over the years, repairs when we've needed them, which is rare because they know us up, so they just kind of get in there and get it fixed and not have to worry about it anymore. But, we did need a new system not too long ago, because the one we had was old. It was old, and it was time for something new. So we called them up, and boom, we got something, and now it's great. In fact, it cranks. I was like, man, I can't believe that what I had before was doing what it was doing, because this thing is so much better. That could be you, 803-677-1500. You might just have an old system that's trying real hard for you, whether it's the heat or the cool. Well, you can save $1,500 right away with a rebate, 15-year parts and labor guarantee, and they guarantee to get you financed. Whatever you might need in an HVAC system, AAA Heating and Air is the best. Tell them we sent you. Call 803-677-1500 for AAA Heating and Air.
We have an accident in Richland, Killian Road at Faro. Toward the Myrtle Beach area, we got a couple. South Carolina 917 and South Carolina 41, and also Highway 707 at Timberlake Drive, in case you're listening on the app in the Myrtle Beach area. Also, we have construction, like always, I-26 between Bush River Road and Old Sandy Run Road, I-20 between Sunset Boulevard and Bush River Road, and Broad River Road between I-26 and Dutch Fork Road. Get you caught up on what's happening. NCAA baseball tournament underway. How about those teams being coached by possible Carolina candidates? We'll get into that, too, next here on the postgame show with Jay and Terry on the game.
.25 in front of 5 here on a Friday afternoon. Welcome back in. Jay and Terry with you. Thanks, as always, to our good friend Langston Moore for joining us. Appreciate his time. We'll get him again soon enough. Sounds like Langston's okay with 24. Get the whole top 25 in there, pretty much.
Except one. Not one. That'll be that group of 5 team that gets screwed.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
Or an 8-4, team out of the Big 12 or something.
Oh, yeah. Again, we shouldn't just say this will happen because everything's fluid. But yeah, the screw job probably won't happen to the SEC or Big Ten teams unless it's blatant. But
right. Yeah. Well, and again, we're gonna learn a lot. I'm starting kind of like I did with the baseball tournament, or excuse me, that's what's on the basketball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just starting to prepare myself that 24 is coming. And that way I just don't get, because I don't, again, with sports, I'm serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to get angry about sports.
No.
I got other things.
I got things in life to get angry
about.
Yeah.
And sports is just not, I mean, there are times when sports make me angry, I suppose, or I just things that go against, but I can't, it's so uncontrollable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough energy to get angry about.
I think I've said this to you. I look at it as this: is sports should be fun and entertaining, and yeah, your team loses, and in that fan moment, you might feel a little something for a second or two. And I've even tried, but the one thing for me, doing this job since 2000, has kind of sucked the fan out of me in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I mean, I love sports, love doing this for a living. I mean, hell, it beats a real job. But I think the more I've done this, the less I feel like I'm a fan. Because we do this every day, and for me, I always said, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to leave all my fandom and my feelings and all that in the car, and I'm going to try to do objective talk, sports talk for 3-4 hours, whatever, and give you my real opinions. I think you deserve a real opinion and not something based from emotion. Maybe because I felt that way doing this,
right.
I have beaten the emotion out of myself as a fan.
Right.
And I just very rarely get caught up in it emotionally.
I have. I mean, there are times. Yeah, I'm with you. There are times.
But it's rare now. Like, and you know what's funny? I don't know if you do this. I'll get that old feeling for a second, and then I don't know if I have just some trigger in me to wipe it out now.
Well, I'm serious about this. One of the things, and I've been a soccer fan for a long time, but even now, I fully understand that sport's place in this country. Mm-hmm. And for those who, and most of you aren't watching us on YouTube right now, if you are, you see that I'm once again wearing one of my Arsenal jerseys because Arsenal has a big game tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But Arsenal, for me, has become almost a bastion of fandom again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't come on here and talk a lot. Like, even with the Braves, we talk a lot about the Braves. We don't talk about the Braves like we talk about the Gamecocks. But,
right.
I try not to get too, like, when the Braves, they're good. And I know I support a good team.
Yeah.
And I wish they won the World Series more often. And I know they could have, and they didn't, and whatever. But I don't get, like, damn it, Bobby Cox,
right.
Damn it, John Smoltz, how'd you give up that home run? Rat. Like, I can't do that. I don't do it with Arsenal. I don't get, like, angry, but I realize I don't have to come on here
Right, and talk about
it.
You can invest in it just as a fan.
Yeah,
I
can just enjoy it.
Right, and that's me now. I don't get like when my teams lose or blow leads or underachieve or whatever. I don't get mad, but I do still enjoy the good moments because I think you should enjoy moments as a fan. I just don't have that anger anymore like when I was younger.
I can't do it.
Because you know what? I joke about this all the time. I save my anger for the guy in front of me in line with the 75 cans of cat food who says he has one item.
Right.
You know, or the guy that takes up 2 spots in the parking lot, and I've got to go park an extra long way away because that guy's.
Or as you mentioned, the neighbor with the blower. By the way, that may or may not have happened in my neighborhood last weekend.
Again, that kind of stuff.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've got.
It was like seriously 7:30.
Dude, there's a guy in my neighborhood in Baltimore who once a month is that guy. That's the guy I want to go run him over with his own mower.
Yeah, like that. I'm like, it's Saturday at 7:30.
Come on, bro.
Just wait till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, can't you go till 9? How about 9?
Yeah,
let's go 9.
You can.
So those are the kind of things. If I'm going to get annoyed, and I've found as I get older, big things don't annoy me. But I tell you what annoys me: little things.
Yeah, I get you.
Like in life, like the other day, I was in a Publix parking lot, and I got my decent shoes on, and I step out, and some bleeper left his gum on the parking lot.
Sure.
And I stepped on it.
Yeah.
So now I got gum on the bottom of my shoe.
Of your decent shoes.
Of my decent shoes. Yeah. For about 10 seconds, I wanted to cause really bad physical harm to that human being.
Yeah.
But I got past it quick.
That's
but
good.
Just for a second.
That's good, Terry.
But again,
that's growth.
I don't know if it's just a getting older thing. Dude, I don't have that kind of energy anymore. Where I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I'll go home.
I'm proud of you.
I'll fix it.
Yeah.
But for a couple seconds,
you did good.
I actually wanted, I wanted harm to come to that individual.
Yeah.
Because now he's caused me.
Oh, you just wanted to stick gum on his shoe. That's all you wanted to do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway,
I tell you what, there's probably a lot of Tennessee baseball fans that are hacked off. Tennessee has fallen to East Carolina. The Pirates blew it open in the 14th, and Tennessee couldn't muster anything. They just sucked the life out of them there, did the ECU Pirates. Final score 7-3. So ECU awaits the winner of North Carolina, Virginia Commonwealth. It'll probably be North Carolina.
That would be
but it'll be in Chapel Hill. And you know what, man? ECU fans, I mean, they're right there, too. They all live in the Triangle. They don't all live in Greenville. They live in the Triangle, man. They'll be up. They'll be there.
Oh, yeah, they'll be there.
That'll be, man, those Chapel Hill people are, oh, my God, East Carolina fans are here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding.
Ooh.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, I know. The folks in Chapel Hill.
It's like one thing when they have to have state fans come in. Now they got ECU fans. God,
from
what the hell's happening here?
Hey, disinfect the entire city.
Upstate. Sorry, go ahead.
Real quick about the Tennessee thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh Elander was the new head coach.
Yeah, he ain't no Tony Vitello.
That's where we're going to go now. And so, Josh, good luck next year.
Yeah, pulling for you.
Yeah, pulling for you because guess what? You've eventually got on that list.
Yeah.
After what just happened to you.
Even if the guy wasn't there that long, it's hard to be the guy following the guy.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Look, Tennessee could still find their way through this thing and get out of the region and get to the Supers. But if you don't get out of that region and you get popped early, Josh.
They wanted him to at least win a game, right? Maybe they will tomorrow.
Maybe they will. My point is
they'll probably play VCU tomorrow and they'll win.
Don't go 0-2, bro.
Well, look,
don't go 0-2.
If ECU can find a way.
Hey,
real
Tony
quick
Vitello's a god.
Yeah, put a pin in Tony Vitello's story because I got something that somebody told me. At least it was funny.
Okay.
Real quick, some updates for you. Milwaukee has added another one now, so 13-7. Still top 9. They lead at Auburn. So Auburn will need a massive turnaround in the bottom of the ninth. Can they do it? Sure. Will they do it?
Those rally caps, baby. Mm-hmm.
In the ninth inning, Mississippi State 10-0 over Lipscomb. Top 8 in Tuscaloosa. Upstate leads Oklahoma State 8-5. That could be something. Let's see. A&M is losing to Lamar early, 1-0 in the third. That's, again, obviously at A&M. And let's see, Oregon State, Washington State are tied at 2. We do have some finals to give you. Texas. Hey, Holy Cross scored a run, Terry.
Yes. By the Clarence Thomas home run.
19-1, the final for the Longhorns. Let's see, Florida gets by Rider. Skin of their teeth, 8-7. Georgia Tech also in a blowout, 22-5 over Illinois, Chicago. Little Rock upsets Southern Miss in Hattiesburg. Southern Miss is the host. 7-4 the final for Little Rock. Kansas doubles up Northeastern 6-3. There's a Gamecock candidate in Coach Dan Fitzgerald. Liberty has beaten Boston College. Todd Donato is at least on the Gamecocks list, apparently. 4-3 Liberty, the Flames. Get that one done. And Kentucky has gotten by Wake Forest with a run in the ninth. They won 6-5 in the Morgantown region.
Can I give you a kooky stat? Auburn, going into this game today, leading the nation in fewest walks per 9, second in whip, fourth in ERA, and they got blasted.
Yeah.
Right now, 13 runs, right?
Butch needs to light a little bit of a fire. All right, we'll have Jay or nay, but I got just something funny about Tony Vitello that somebody suggested to me
Let's
about Tony Vitello. That'll come up on the other side. All right, welcome back in. 11 minutes in front of 5 o'clock on a Friday. Coming up top of the hour, headlines of the day. Get into a little Gamecock notebook and drive around the SEC. Got our poll question running. What do you think caused the sonic boom yesterday? You got 4 choices. Alien spacecraft, American spacecraft, or just a plane.
I love the fact that alien spacecraft was leading.
American spacecraft or plane. Well, hang on. I got some updates.
Give me some updates.
C, a meteor. Or D, we all imagined it. Still, no one believes we imagined it. So that's
because we didn't, Jay Phillips.
I considering we don't know what caused it, did we all imagine it?
I saw a video on the local news last night.
Yeah?
Animals were jumping and running.
Have you seen, by the WIS this morning had like a montage of like Ring cameras?
No, I know. Yeah.
And all of them had their dogs. And
yeah.
I don't know what I wasn't home, so I didn't even ask my girls. I don't think the dogs were inside. They probably just were like, what the hell is that? But
right.
Anyway, no, we have a change now, Terry Ford. We did have a tie between American spacecraft and meteor in second. Now we have a tie for first. Alien spacecraft and meteor.
Okay, I can go with that.
So an American spacecraft or plane, that's one option, is now in second place. And we all imagined it. Again, no votes for we all imagined it. So there are, at least those of you voting, do believe that it was something.
If that guy in the Walmart parking lot heard it, then it happened.
Yeah. I do want to know, I mean, and I've seen some people who seem to believe that it was a meteor. And that there's some video out there that I guess shows something kind of moving through the sky, at least like the fumes or whatever, the tail there. I don't know.
The flame or whatever you want to call it.
Well, not a flame, just like the smoke.
Oh, like the little smoke thing, the remnants of
entrails or something.
Entrail, I don't know what it is.
Is that the right word?
No, probably is not the right word, but it's okay.
Let's find out. That's
okay.
the right word.
Okay.
The Tony Vitello thing, by the way.
Yeah, hear this.
I had somebody suggest to me that Tony. Oh, no, entrails. Oh, no, that's something different.
Yes, it is.
Whoops. Yeah. Sorry. What word am I looking for?
You weren't looking for that.
I wasn't looking for entrails.
Jay, you were looking for entrails.
Well, why didn't you just tell me I wasn't looking for entrails?
I didn't think you would continue down this path. I thought we were just going to move on by it. But you decided
what word am I looking for?
We know what you mean.
Okay, thanks.
Let's just go there.
Thanks to all of you.
I never use that word again on the radio.
Thanks to all of you who are laughing at me. I pride myself on my vocabulary, but I screwed that one up.
I was trying to be nice to move
Tony Vitello is the manager of the San Francisco Giants, and it was suggested to me that that's not going to work out well for him, and that Tennessee would be more than happy to welcome him back for next season and tell Josh Elander to kick rocks, or to hang around as Tony's top assistant.
They would. Sure. I mean, look, do I think Vitello is going to go one and done unless he is so miserable like Lou Holtz with the Jets? Unless he is just the misery of 162 games and not being successful in year one drives him insane, I think he'll stay more than 1 year. Because I just, again, all the ego and the pride, and look, Tony's got a lot of ego.
Oh, and the money.
And the
he was doing fine at Tennessee, but he's making more as the manager.
You walk away from that kind of
he didn't get a huge raise, right?
He got a raise,
but he didn't get a huge.
Not compared to Tennessee, no, but he got a raise. Yeah. So I guess my point is, it would really have to be a thing for me to walk away after 1 year.
All right, let's J or Day this thing because I got to get over my vocabulary screw up.
Let's go back to that. You want to say that word again?
Nope.
Sure?
Sorry about that.
All right, we're going to focus on something near and dear to my heart that happened yesterday.
Okay.
All right, so Steve Sarkisian said the other day about a certain team in the Big 12 schedule.
Yeah.
And that Texas's 2s and 3s could go through that schedule and be undefeated. Joey McGuire of Texas Tech and the Texas Tech folks decided to, hey, Sark, your mouth wrote a pretty big check. You want to try to cash it? Here's Joey McGuire's response, the head coach of Texas Tech, to Sarkisian's shot at the Red Raiders schedule.
And so I guess he was talking about us. So I've actually talked to Keith Patterson and I've talked to G.J. Kinney, and they're willing to take our games, and Abilene Christian will go to Texas State. We'll buy our contract out of Abilene Christian. I'm sure, because Texas has got a lot of money, they can buy their contract out. But I do know there's a lot of Red Raiders that will help them buy that contract out if they don't want to. And they can come to Lubbock week 1, and, we can figure out if their 2s and 3s can win this conference. And
So, Jay or nay on Joey Maguire?
I think Joe McGuire's gone a little overboard with some of this. For one thing, he knows that you're not going to be able to change games now, despite these buyouts and whatever else. And Cody Campbell tried to get on board. Texas Tech did seem to get some benefit of the doubt last year, despite their strength of schedule numbers.
Sure.
So I see where Sark is coming from. But as you well know, I'd love to see Texas play Texas Tech. Now, but here's the thing. Texas isn't going to do anything to help Texas Tech.
No, they're not going to play them because Texas Tech beats them.
Yeah.
That doesn't help them. But I must say, I love the fact that Texas Tech went, oh, yeah, you mouthy? You pretty mouthy? You mouthy, huh?
Yeah. If I'm Texas, Texas Tech needs to just worry about Texas Tech right
But I do love wait a minute, out of nowhere you took a shot at us. We said nothing to you about anything.
Yeah.
And you want to be big boy with your big britches? Okay, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to tell you what we can do. You want to jump in? Because you know they're not going to.
Top of the hour headlines coming up.
All righty, quick check on the traffic. We have a vehicle fire, right lane blocked, I-77 northbound at Killian Road. That's exit 22. Accident, also Killian Road at Farrow Road. Then if you're heading toward Myrtle Beach or you're in Myrtle Beach, listen to us on the app. Highway 707 at Timberlake Drive and South Carolina 917 at South Carolina 41. We have accidents in both spots. Pop back at the 5 o'clock news, sponsored by Integrated Media here on the game. and the Game Network, and at the Game TV Radio on YouTube.
It is 5 o'clock news time on this Friday. It's also the final hour of the post-game show. Welcome back in alongside Terry Ford. I'm Jay Phillips. We start you with all the action going on around the NCAA baseball tournament, which has gotten started quite literally from coast to coast here this afternoon. We'll start with some games that have gone final for you, including a couple of teams out of the Southeastern Conference. Actually, a few teams out of the Southeastern Conference. Kentucky has beaten Wake Forest in the Morgantown Regional, 6-5 the final. Liberty over Boston College, 4-3 in Athens. Up in Chapel Hill, a thriller in 14. ECU blew it open in the 14th, top half. They're the 3 seed against 2 seed Tennessee. Pirates beat the Vols 7-3. Again, that one in 14 innings. Kansas and Dan Fitzgerald, one of the leading candidates to be the Gamecocks' next head coach. His Jayhawks have beaten Northeastern 6-3 in the opener in Lawrence. Upset in Hattiesburg as the 9 seed nationally, Southern Miss, the host of that regional, loses to Arkansas Little Rock 7-4. The final, Florida had a comfortable lead over Rider for much of the game, but Rider came back late, made it a ball game, but in the end it was the Gators that hang on for an 8-7 win. Texas all over poor Holy Cross, 19-1 the final in Austin.
Right,
Georgia Tech, kind of similar, but at least UIC, that's Illinois Chicago, scored 5 times at Tech, 22-5 in that one. Oof. And Mississippi State comfortably wins in their host spot, 10-1 over Lipscomb in Starkville. Games that are taking place right now. Auburn is trying to make their way back. It is 13-8 Milwaukee. Auburn is the number 4 national seed. Now, again, this is the opener of a double Elam tournament, so it wouldn't be catastrophic for Auburn should they lose. Nevertheless, UW Milwaukee 13-8 in this one. And let me get you out because I don't have that one on television, Terry. We've got Auburn has 2 on with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. So that one's precarious there for the Auburn Tigers.
Just one of the best pitching staffs in the country. By the way, the kid that started was Marciano who started.
Yep.
He had a whip coming into this game of .097.
For college, that's amazing.
It's amazing. By the way, they are. By the way, only other pitching staff has this. Jake Marciano, his whip .97. Alex Petrovic at 1.00 flat.
Yeah.
Auburn and Southern Cal are the only 2 teams with starters in their rotations with whips like that, 1 or under. And that kid Marciano, who's pitched obviously lights out, got, from what we see of just box score and stats, must have got lit.
Just didn't have it today.
Didn't have it.
Sometimes you don't.
It's baseball, man.
Yeah, sometimes you don't.
You and I talk about this all the time. Fans who are sports fans might be baseball fans, and sometimes will get interested in baseball just for a short period of time because of whatever's going on. They kind of bring that football, baseball, the other mentality from other sports to baseball.
Right.
Baseball's
like
different.
It's 1 game a week. No, it's not.
No, and your guy who could be.
By the way, they just went final, 13-8.
Yep.
So
I mean,
Auburn.
you could have a guy who's nails and not be nails.
Yeah,
just get just destroyed.
They'll be leaning on that
the other
pitching
kid,
staff.
Petrovic.
Yeah.
So, hey, Alex, go get him, baby.
Good luck, son.
Uh-huh.
Other games that are taking place right now, USC Upstate, the Spartans are in the Tuscaloosa Regional as the 3 seed. They lead 2 seed Oklahoma State, and that is in the top of the 9th now. So Spartans trying to put a few insurance runs on the board, but they have a 3-run lead over Oklahoma State. In the 6th, the number 1 national seed, UCLA, tied up 2-2 with St. Mary's. All right, 2-2 as well. Oregon State, Washington State. They're in the Eugene Regional. A&M is trailing Lamar 3-0, bottom 3 at College Station. So still early or early-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, top 4, Nebraska is the host. They've got South Dakota State in their opener, no score. Top 4, Georgia and Long Island are getting ready to get going, as are St. John's and Florida State, Binghamton and West Virginia. The North Carolina VCU game has been pushed to 5:30 after that Tennessee ECU game. So, again, that one went 14, so they're giving those guys a little bit of a breather.
I'll say this, the Long Island, this is going to be a long evening, most likely.
I got a hunch Georgia might be doing some Texas or Georgia Tech-ing.
Yeah. But the good news about Long Island, to make a hell of a nice team.
Georgia Tech's good, man. Or excuse me, Georgia's good.
Would
So
it
is Georgia
surprise anyone if good old-fashioned hate was for the championship in Omaha?
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
That'd be fun.
It would not be too. I don't know if that. I got to see the bracket to see if that can happen. I haven't looked at the full. I got
I'm sitting here looking at. I don't have the full bracket in front of me either, but our guy Mitch Light has both of them in Omaha.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
I expect that
if they faced each other for the championship. That would be very interesting.
Let's see. Hang on.
Check the bracket. And
I got the bracket in front of me here.
How plausible our scenario is.
All right, Georgia's on that side. Where's Tech? Where's Tech? No, they'd play. No, they're on the same side.
Oh, yeah. God, that would be so good.
Yeah, they could not meet for the championship.
Oh, bummer.
But
bummer.
You could have it like Carolina Clemson did a couple times, and you could meet to get there.
I know.
You know, Carolina, by the way, was 4-0 in those games.
How about that?
Some of those got intense.
Well, I mean, heck, I watched the Battle of Bull Street, how intense it got. I can only imagine playing in Omaha for a chance to advance and go run for the title.
That's right. Let me see. Where else? What else is going on? The Citadel, by the way, will play Oklahoma. Citadel, the 3 seed in the Atlanta Regional against the Sooners. That one is also set for a first pitch of 5:30. And is that it? Let's see. We got how many more SEC teams? Arkansas plays at 6 against Missouri State. Alabama plays at 7 against Alabama State, and Coastal will play at 8 o'clock against Northern Illinois. I feel like there's one more SEC team that we hadn't got. Oh, here we go, Mississippi and Arizona State. That's a good game. That's a good game.
That will be.
Yeah, 9 o'clock in Lincoln. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love this time of year. I know the Gamecocks and Tigers are not in it this year, and Chad Holbrook's Cougars are not in it this year, but I still love this tournament, man.
And that's the thing.
I'll be watching.
If you dig the tournament, you dig the tournament, right? Is the tournament always better when your team's in it? Sure.
Yeah.
But if you love, like me, the NCAA tournament, basketball, my favorite teams there or not, I'm still digging it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. And this tournament, and again, has gotten more and more interesting to me every year just because it's baseball. It's so unpredictable anyway. And so you throw in this scenario of you lose 2 and see you bye, have a good life.
Right.
I mean, it's quite compelling.
And they've got I just had it in my head and forgot. They've got their like red zone. I forget what they call it.
Oh no, it's I watched it I had it on the other night. A couple weeks ago, rather, they were just going around the country.
Yeah, they have that for.
I can't think
baseball.
of it.
Yeah,
Elijah knows it because we heard him.
I didn't know it. I just got out
I
of
can't
my
think
head.
of it.
I'll think of it in a minute, and it'll come to me out of nowhere. But we'll get that for you. But anyway, there you go. So opening day of the college baseball tournament underway with some upsets, some blowouts, and still a lot of teams left to play, including the teams that are being coached by a future Gamecock head coach, or so we believe.
We think.
So we believe.
We've been told.
Yeah.
Well, he's in there somewhere.
Right. I don't think Brian Snitker is a candidate. He's not.
He's retired.
But he's not coaching.
No, North Carolina would hire Snitker.
They just Coach Forbes, so he's good.
Yeah, still, if Forbes would walk away for whatever reason, they'll hire Snit.
NBA last night, Victor, Terry and I were talking about it. He makes a statement. I don't know if that's what I think he just wanted to win the basketball game.
God love these guys on these sports minutes.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama went out there to make a statement. No, he just kind of went out there to win a basketball game because they were in the
it was do or die.
Back to the wall.
Yeah,
they were facing elimination.
They couldn't lose. But they, look, I already had somebody suggest to me that the Thunder were just waiting to get back home. I don't know about that. I think if you can win, you can win, man.
Dude, I've heard people say that. Until I get the evidence to the contrary, bro, I'm up 3-2. I want to put the nail in the coffin and move on.
I don't care if I'm at home or not. I don't need to clinch the right to go to the finals at home.
Don't care.
Yeah.
The fans at home will be okay.
I'm not rolling those dice. But no, I think last night the Spurs just had it going. 118-91 the final. Is this right? Chet Holmgren was the leading scorer last night?
Well, Oklahoma City, I think they missed 15, 16 shots in a row to open the second half. It was 10? Misery.
That can't be right.
No, SGA
he had
really
15.
scuffled.
He had 15. Oh, yeah. SGA had 15. Chet Holmgren had 10.
Yeah,
there's no way Chet Holmgren's a leading scorer.
Not with 10. They scuffled out the gate in the second half last night. And and San Antonio went on some crazy 15, 18, 20 nothing run.
Well, and the third quarter was 32-13.
Yeah, it was a wrap. I mean, look, and you know this. You pay attention to NBA playoffs. Role players play better at home. They always do.
Yeah.
And Wemby had a big night, but also San Antonio's role players stepped up. Like, why I think Oklahoma City will win Game 7 at home. Oklahoma City has the best bench in the NBA.
Yeah.
You're going to put role players in their home court with the crowd going crazy. I think the Oklahoma City bench will score 50 points.
Well, I think the other night, like the OKC bench outscored San Antonio like 137 to -5.
Exactly. So I think that will happen in Game 7, and Oklahoma City will win. But
it was something ridiculous. It was like 72 points off the bench.
Wouldn't it be great if you could have a -5?
72 bench points?
Yeah, they're Oklahoma City's bench is
why don't
insane.
some of y'all start?
And especially at home. Because these guys always play better at home. Yeah. So
no, it wasn't actually a negative number. That would be funny, though.
That would be really funny.
Atlanta Braves took it to the Boston Red Sox. They got beat the other night 8-0, and they got hacked off. So
they wanted to make a statement.
That's right.
They wanted to make a statement,
and they decided to do it by exactly 8 runs as well to get those runs back in their differential. 10-2, the final last night. Braves.
Hey, Skip.
The Braves
We're
at
gonna
the
make
Reds
a statement, Skip.
tonight. Yeah, I know. They don't care. Grant Holmes, as I always say, his hair and mustache will start for the Braves tonight. Grant is 3-2 with a 3.78. Chris Paddock is going for Cincy.
Yeah.
0-6 with
I remember
6.86.
There was a minute when Chris Paddock was looked at as a very big
Tito
time
Francona
prospect.
still managing our Cincinnati Reds here? Tito might want to tell Chris Paddock that it might be time to head to the pen.
You know what? Or he might walk up to him and, like you're a coach in high school. Hey, Chris, the goal here is not give up runs.
Throw strikes.
Yeah, throw some strikes for us, please.
Strikes. He's got
don't give up runs.
14 walks in 40 2/3. That's not horrible. Grant Holmes has 24 walks in 52 innings.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Grant Holmes, you look at Grant Holmes' hits per 9 innings is excellent. It's just Grant likes to walk guys.
Yeah, his whip is only 1.3. That's not horrible
for a guy walking that many people.
With that many walks.
Look at the innings pitched to hit ratio of Grant Holmes. It's really
52
good.
Innings pitched, 44 hits.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's not bad. Yeah.
But then you start walking people.
He's also given up 9 dingers, although most of them are solo shots. But he's given up.
Well, if you want to give up dingers, make sure they're solo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who was it? Was it? I'm going to blank on this. Was it Steve Carlton? What great pitcher never gave up a grand slam? Was it Jim Palmer?
Well, I don't know.
Steve Carlton. There is a Hall of Fame pitcher that never gave up a grand slam in his career. And he always said, you want to give up solos, okay, but I ain't giving up multi-run homers.
I wonder how many times like Greg Maddux gave up a grand slam.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder how many times the bases were ever loaded.
I was going to say, don't you have to get the bases loaded against Maddux?
Yeah, that's the thing. The only way to give up a grand slam is have the bases loaded.
You know what's great? Every now and then on social media, you see these Greg Maddux stories. And they're phenomenal. Like just those little inside baseball things where like, it was Cox would come out or whatever, or Leo Mazzoni, and Maddux would be like, and they'd say like, walk that hitter to face, and Maddux would look at you like you just said something bad about his mom. He's like, oh, I'm walking no one.
Yeah, I forget the guy it was that Bobby wanted him to, I can't remember the hitter or the team, but Bobby wanted him to walk somebody.
And he wouldn't do it.
But he wasn't going to send in the signal through the catcher, so he had Leo go out and do it.
Yep.
And Greg was like, listen, here's the deal. I'll just get him to pop up, okay?
Uh-huh.
And so Leo goes back and he tells Skip, like, all right, he's not going to do it. And the dude popped up behind the plate or something,
The Maddux stories are
he popped up
phenomenal. Yes, and that's one, they pop up every now and then, stuff like that where Maddux was like, yeah, I threw him, because, these guys remember every pitch I've ever thrown.
Yeah.
And he's like, I threw him 4 fastballs in the corner in the first at bat to set him up with the changeup on the outside of the next 3 at bats, and he struck out on 9 pitches the rest of the year. I mean, the Maddox stories are phenomenal.
But they showed Leo like going back to tell Bobby, and Bobby's looking out there going like, what? But then like the next pitch is like a pop up to third. Yeah,
it's a great. If you ever see it on social media, click on it and listen to it because it's gold. The story's gold. It really is. That's
our integrated media headlines of the day. Gamecock Notebook coming up on the other side. An official guy getting out of the draft. I didn't even know there was a guy in the draft.
Well, that happens a lot.
And a baseball player announces a portal entry. That'll be part of the Gamecock Notebook, and it's next.
The Men's Clinic of South Carolina, again, Dr. Dan and the crew, they're here to help. You're a guy, I'm a guy, we're guys. We just, as you get older, let's face it, things suck. Can't remember things like you used to, can't sleep like you used to. At the gym, you look at the weights you used to lift and you cry uncontrollably. You don't bounce back from a workout the way you used to. Just don't have that drive in life, any room of the house. Just call the Men's Clinic, 803-875-MENS. Set up a free confidential consultation with Dr. Dan and the staff. Tell them your story. They'll do a testosterone test on you. They'll put together a program specifically designed for you with your issues to help you get back to feeling like you again. 803-875-MENS. Just make the call, go in, have a talk with the folks at the Men's Clinic of South Carolina. Again, 803-875-MENS.
It is Gamecock Notebook time. Before we do that, a couple of things since we were talking about it. And thank you to our very good friend, Charles Bloom. Hey, thanks for listening.
Always appreciate Charles.
He was. Luis Gonzalez was the hitter. Greg Maddux told Leo Mazzoni, looking at the quote here, give me 2 pitches, and I think I can pop him up to third. So he threw a changeup down and away. Then he threw a fastball inside, popped him up to chipper.
Such a great story. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, great story.
But Luis Gonzalez had otherwise been one of the rare players who hit well against Greg Maddux. And I looked it up, Terry, and this kind of surprised me. I didn't know what to expect, including the playoff. 3 in the regular season, 2 in the playoffs, grand slams allowed by Greg Maddux.
How many?
5 total. 3 regular season, 2 in the playoffs. And in the regular season, that's 3 grand slams in 744 games. By the way, Greg Maddux only made 4 relief appearances in his career. 740 starts.
I just looked it up, and my AI lady told me it was Jim Palmer. He never gave a grand slam in his career.
There you go.
But I love that story. But Gonzalez was a hell of a hitter.
He's good.
I remember he was okay with the Astros, and he ended up in Arizona and just started cranking. Now, though people say that cranking was possibly enhanced by Luis Gonzalez.
I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did.
But Luis Gonzalez became something there. He had a nice little run where he was one of the better offensive players in the National League.
Yeah.
So for him to be the guy on that story, that's really good.
But again, I can't, who other than Greg Maddux would have defied Bobby Cox?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tommy, maybe Glavine does. Smoltzy wouldn't have.
No, I would say Glavine maybe too, because remember, this is this is not a slight to Smoltz. Smoltz had the best stuff on the staff.
Yeah.
But Glavine and Maddux were more cerebral, crafty, chess match.
Yeah.
Guys like that I can see, and plus very successful, Hall of Fame successful.
I mean, what? Maddux had 4 Cy Youngs.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy had 2.
Yep.
Smoltz had his 1.
Put it this way, brother. Denny Nagel's not doing that. Not being mean. But Baltimore guy.
Man, I remember that. I tell you what, I remember being at Public House the night the Braves made the trade for Denny Nagel. And I might have already been having fun that night. And a buddy of mine comes in going, dude, this is the mid-'90s, right? Dude, so you got to find these things out through different channels.
Right.
And I was like, are you serious? And I just, at that point, I was like,
yeah, that was a really nice move. Denny Nagel for a few years had it going on.
And that was when the Pirates by then were like, can you send us a broken bat?
Exactly.
You have a box of balls?
Can you help us out, please? We don't have a lot of money. Got any rosin?
Right.
Need some rosin.
Bags.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could see Glavine and Maddux doing that because, again, they were so confident in their ability to locate.
Yeah.
I can see those two going, hey, Bobby,
I don't know of a Glavine story, so I don't know that he ever did. But again,
the Maddux story.
What I'm trying to figure out is Leo walking back, going, I got to tell Skip that Greg said no.
Right, he's not doing it. I'll give you really quick, and then we'll get with Gamecock Notebook. The stories of Jim Palmer and Earl Weaver are legendary.
Yeah,
because Palmer had a huge ego.
Yep.
Very sure of himself. Weaver was very combative.
Yeah.
And Weaver would go out there and tell Palmer to do something, and Palmer would do stuff like, I can hear you, Earl, but I can't see you. Oh, you're way down there. And he'd look at him and go, Earl, you're pitching a game? Earl would be like, just do what I'm asking about. Earl, do you ever pitch in a game? Earl, I do the pitching. Go smoke a cigarette and just relax. I mean, Earl and Palmer just went at it all the time.
But then Steve Stone would have been like, that sounds great, Earl.
Right, yeah, Steve Stone would go, he'd give Earl a hug. Thank you, Earl.
Thanks, Earl.
You got me out of Chicago. I love you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean.
Stone, he won a Cy.
I tell you, that year in Baltimore, he was phenomenal. And then his All-Star game performance was one of the greatest ever by a starting pitcher in the All-Star game.
Back when it mattered.
Yes, when people were actually, yes. Stone that one year was unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. But anyway, I can see Maddux. I'd love to have heard Leo going to Bob. Because, Leo's walking back going, oh, my God, I got to tell Bobby.
I got to tell Bobby this. You're not just telling some guy. You're telling Bobby.
Right. Bobby puts a lit cigarette out on Leo's forehead going, Leo, don't ever come back here and tell me that again. But then Maddox does what he says he's going to do. And
two pitches in a.
You know what? No one cares when it works.
Give me 2 pitches and I'll pop him to third.
Because you know Bobby probably said something like this, hey, you're lucky it worked.
Yeah.
You know Bobby, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Couple of things for you in the Gamecock Notebook. We'll start with baseball. Again, the portal doesn't officially open until Monday, but you know how it is these days. Dawson Harmon, Carolina's third baseman this past season, has announced he will be entering the portal. Last year, missed 13 games, had mono, which, again, that blows. But just in the one season for Carolina, 40 games, 227, 5 dingers, just 21 batted in. This coming off a year previously at the College of Central Florida, where he hit 370 with 24 home runs, 65 driven in, 20 doubles, scored 71 runs, and had an OPS of 1336. And I know that those numbers won't directly translate into the Southeastern Conference.
But still.
But what was expected of him and what ended up happening were night and day.
But we saw that with a lot of these hitters coming from different places. You know, I mean, you look around this lineup, and there were guys who, the year before they showed up, put up big numbers.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm talking about guys came from the Big Ten and guys came from JUCO or Group of Five. They came from everywhere, Jay, with offensive numbers. You went like this. Well, if 75% of that translates.
Right.
And sometimes you had 25% of it translate.
Well, heck, I mean, seriously, Terry, and I'll just, you're not wrong, but give me half the homers. That's still 12. I'll take that. Give me, 2/3 of those RBIs, and you're in the 40s.
How about an OPS of 900?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, if you give me an OPS of 1,000, considering what you got right there, but yeah, in the 900s, I'll take it. JUCO All-American, the Florida JUCO Player of the Year, but it just didn't happen.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I know we're bumping up on it, and maybe I'm just saying stuff. Paul Maneri's offensive game plan was be very aggressive.
Swing at everything, pretty much.
Swing at everything, chase rates, and all that stuff.
Yep.
How much of that do you think affected these offensive guys the last 2 years?
Tons, because in the SEC, and Paul knows this. This is and Terry Rooney knows this. This is what I think surprised a lot of people, and why Monty had such a hard job when he finally took over and needed to change. They know what Paul's philosophy is. The opponents. So, hey, listen, they're swinging at everything.
Yeah.
So you start them down and away, or start them, up and in.
Early
start them
in the
somewhere.
count, no strike. Get them behind in the count, and then you got them right where you want.
Yeah, and then you can pitch away, and boom, 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 and you got them. So, the answer is it's devastating. Might be too strong, but it is absolutely something that hampers you from the get-go.
All these guys can't all underachieve to that level, and it's all them.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, look, look. Sometimes if you and look with a scouting report, being it depends on what the pitcher can do. If you know that a guy might be more apt to throw something down the pipe to get himself going,
that's different.
Okay, then you want to be aggressive on the first pitch. But otherwise, again, this is still college, and I know that there's the occasional Paul Skeens or some such. But by and large, man, with all due respect, most of these kids ain't going up to the next level. They're gonna walk you, or they're gonna have trouble always finding the zone. Make them throw strikes. Yeah, so get it. And look, if you get down 0-2 because they threw you 2 strikes down the middle when you took them, okay.
Let's just go back to like when we were kids playing high school, little league, pop, whatever it is, all stars. If you're swinging at everything all over the place, you weren't going to be successful. And if you had a guy coming up and you knew just by pitching against him that the dude's swinging at everything, what are you doing? You pitch.
Yeah, you're if he's swinging at everything, I'm going down and away, or I'm going to throw it, at least up near his chin.
I'm giving you nothing.
Yeah. So and our coach, we always took the first pitch. I mean, I would say 99 out of 100 pitches. And again, that's high school baseball, but take.
You know what's ringing in my head? Take to get a strike.
Yeah, take to get a strike. That's just because again, in amateur ball.
Yeah. Anyway,
this ain't the bigs.
I want to throw that. That was my thought.
I got you.
That was my thought. 100%.
And real quick, Shane Blakeney, the Gamecock transfer from Drexel, was actually in the NBA draft, but he has officially pulled out. He will be a Gamecock next season. Drive Around the SEC is next.
CHW Cabinetry, custom cabinetry, and also quality outdoor furniture. That was the beginning in 2005. If you need work done, you need cabinets anywhere, inside, outside. Also, they still do work with outdoor furnishings and things of that nature. You call CHW Cabinetry. It's so easy, so simple. 803-520-6837. You call them, talk about what you're looking to do. They'll come see you. You come see them. Tell them what your vision is, your budget, your goals. They will do it, and they will hold your hand step by step with photorealistic renderings. Beginning to end, you transparently see what's going on with your job. And the customer service, second to none. Again, 803-520-6837. Give the folks at CHW Cabinetry a call or just stop on in. 1819 Two Notch in Lexington. And get it going with CHW Cabinetry. All right, quick check on traffic. Couple accidents, Richland County, Bookman Road, near Old Two Notch Road. Hard scrabble at Elders Pond, also I-77 southbound to Killian Road, West Columbia. That's the vehicle fire that has continued to go on. Piney Grove Road at Fernandina Road and St. Andrews Road at Bush River Road, accidents as well. Pop back in here. We got to drive around the SEC coming up. And don't forget, pound 250, new way to call the game. Just call pound 250 and then say the keywords the game and get you right into us. Or you can just go old school, 803-404-6100. More of the post-game show with Jay and Terry next here on the Game Network at the Game TV Radio and YouTube.
It is Drive Around the SEC time. Welcome back in. Jay and Terry with you here on this Friday. Get you updated on what's going on with some SEC teams at the college, or now in the college baseball tournament. I won't go through the entire scoreboard, just the SEC schools right now. A&M is now down in the fifth, 5-0 to Lamar.
That dude can play.
Georgia has just gotten underway. They're in the second inning against Long Island. No score yet in Athens. And I believe those are the only active SEC teams that are playing.
Now, is that Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds? If you know, you know.
I love that movie.
So good.
Auburn, the upset of the day in the tournament. Auburn falls at home to UW Milwaukee, 13-8, the final in that one. Florida ekes by Rider, 8-7. Texas, no issue with Holy Cross, 19-1. Mississippi State, no problem. They're hosting in Starkville, 10-1 over Lipscomb. And East Carolina in 14 innings. They blew it open in the 14th. 7-3 the final over Tennessee. That's in the Chapel Hill Regional. And Kentucky was the first SEC team to advance into the winner's bracket today in the Morgantown Regional. 3-seed Cats over the 2-seed Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. 6-5 the final for UK.
Can I give you a quick stat here?
Please.
While we talk about that Auburn-Milwaukee game,
Please.
just the goofiness of baseball. We told you how good the Auburn pitching staff is and how good the Auburn starter, Jake Marciano, was today.
Yep.
Well, going into today, and he got lit up. Flip side, Milwaukee's pitching staff. You know what team in the 64-team field has the worst OPS given up by a pitching staff?
Call on me.
Jay Phillips.
Milwaukee.
Yes. And again, they gave up runs today, but
Yeah, they gave up 8 runs.
but still,
That's not good.
No, but when your offense gets you 13 against one of the best pitching staffs in the country,
Milwaukee
Again.
also committed the game's only error for what it's worth.
I mean, the goofiness of baseball, dude,
Yeah.
unreal.
Speaking of errors, by the way, this is not an SEC team, but Upstate has beaten Oklahoma State. Oklahoma
Nice.
State is a lot of people think is going to get out of that Tuscaloosa regional. That might be more difficult now. But Upstate wins, and Oklahoma State committed 3 errors today and lost by 3. Not saying that's a direct correlation.
It doesn't help.
saying it is.
Doesn't help.
SEC teams yet to play. Mississippi is in Lincoln. They will take on Arizona State in a very good 2-3 game. The Rebs are the 2. That game is scheduled for an 8 o'clock first pitch. And Alabama is hosting in, obviously, Tuscaloosa, 7 o'clock against Alabama State. Arkansas in Lawrence will start in just a few minutes here, 6 o'clock against Missouri State. So that's everybody that's in the SEC. And I'll just give you real quick since I'm doing it. Again, Upstate has won. The Citadel plays at 6:30 against Oklahoma. Oh, it is SEC. Duh. I was like, I know there's one more. Oklahoma and the Citadel, 6:30 tonight. That game is in Atlanta. So there you go. So, and Coastal, 8 o'clock, right, Terry?
Yep.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Coastal, again, Kevin Schnall taking on Northern Illinois. That's in the Tallahassee Regional. What did Florida State do? I haven't even talked about them today. They're playing right now, 1-1, bottom 2, St. John's.
Yeah,
All
just
right,
started.
there you go. So there's a little drive
Chris
around the
Mullen
SEC
on the mound
plus.
for St. John's.
Who? Chris
Mullen?
Mullen? No.
Walter Berry.
Walter Berry, man. Remember how good he was?
Man, he was so good in college.
Wasn't he on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
No, that was. What was his name? Something Lopez from when he went to St. John's High School kid. He was like a 5-star kid. Walter Berry might have.
I was thinking Walter Berry was on the cover.
Could have been, because Walter Berry was a beast in college.
In college,
then he got to the NBA and they realized Walter Berry couldn't shoot.
Well, you know.
But in college,
That's the,
Walter Berry got the ball anywhere near the basket. It was a hoop.
yeah, it was fun.
He was something. Yeah, the kid. I can't think of the kid's name, but he was a 5-star kid. Went to St. John's, and just was. He was okay, but he wasn't great. But Walter Berry could have been on the cover because Walter Berry was it a Big East game where he scored like 41 or 101 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, again, old heads like us, Walter Berry was a thing, man.
SEC coaches to continue to drive around the SEC left Destin, Florida, confused, concerned about the 9-game conference schedule and no real clarity from the college football playoff officials that spoke to them on exactly what might happen in terms of strength of schedule and strength of record components this year. And according to Seth Emerson, our good friend, who, by the way, Seth is going to join us next week. We haven't finalized the time, but he was just slammed this week, and I don't, they're always trying to catch people. So,
Right.
but Seth is going to join us one day next week. But he said the fear among coaches in the room was that an SEC team with 3 losses would fall below a Big 12 or ACC team with 2 losses, despite playing what they believe to be a much more difficult schedule. Representatives from the CFP whose 13-person selection committee will feature 3 new members, couldn't offer any conclusive explanation for how a season that hasn't happened yet would be evaluated. I get it. And that's one of the things you and I have talked about. Okay, you've added the 9th game. You thought you were going to 16. You didn't go to 16, and so you wanted those few extra spots. And you and I have been saying this, and listen, thousands and thousands of people around the country are saying this week, Terry, and into the summer. I don't know. You got to go play the games. I don't know. Do I think that should matter?
Yeah.
Look,
should.
I think a couple of years ago, I think Shane still believes that it didn't matter enough. Now, Carolina and Bama, and help me out, who was Ole Miss, right there on the cusp a couple years ago.
Yep.
But you just couldn't get there, and so
Let me
now
throw this at you. You're in the SEC. You're sitting around coaches, ADs, presidents, everybody in the SEC. And you went 9 because you were told going 9 is going to benefit us.
Yeah, that it's going to make it better. Yes, yes.
And you've done it.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, you're starting to get concerned that there's no automatic guarantee it's going to get better. And now you're sitting at 12, and you might have just screwed yourself.
You either thought it was going to get better because you were going to get 16, or that they were going to take your strength of schedule more seriously.
And you were going to all of a sudden get over on teams
and you don't have 16.
Like SMU or whatever. So,
or even Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech went 12-1, so maybe that's different.
But you're getting, so basically now your have no guarantee strength of schedule is going to matter the way it should, and it should matter a lot more than it does.
Well, last year, for instance, Texas Texas had the bad loss to Florida, but Texas was under the impression that the loss to Ohio State almost, dare I say, wouldn't count, or at least wouldn't, like, the way they lost, like, hey.
Remember, that was a close, slow-scoring slobber knocker.
It was a slog.
Yeah, you weren't beat up or outplayed.
No. But it didn't happen, right?
But here's what it is. It didn't help them.
No, it didn't.
Like, if you're sitting there going, okay, I play this non-conference game against Ohio State.
And if it doesn't help, does it hurt?
Right. I mean,
like, I think that's one of the things people ask.
So that's why you're getting rid of these non-conference.
Like, is there really a middle ground? Like, how can there really be? It didn't help you or hurt you. Well, then what did it do? Then why did I play it?
What's the point?
Yeah,
right?
and that's the thing, man. Then why did I play it?
And so I guess look, the SEC's had their way forever.
At least tell me it hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean,
at least say, hey, that held you back. But instead they're like, well, that Florida loss held you back. Oh, okay.
So I guess, why play Ohio State if that's not going to help me? Because strength of schedule, especially non-conference, should really matter. Right. But because these people, I'm going to be nice and not name call, for some reason have shut that logic out of their brain, and they're too busy looking at wins and not looking at, okay, how'd you get your wins?
Well, let me ask you a question, right? All right, let me ask you a question. And I'm serious about this. I know it sounds like I'm being a smartass because I am, but I am serious at the same time. Let's say that instead of Ohio State and a loss, Texas, now with the other 2 losses, Georgia and Florida being what they were, let's say Texas beat Ohio.
Yeah.
And they were 10-2.
Beat them 50-3.
They're in.
Yeah. I mean, that's our point here, right?
But going to Columbus and losing a 1-score game, oh, no, you're out. But they'll tell you, oh, no, it was the Florida game. Well,
they're all L's,
right? But if I had beaten, and the thing is, now next time, well, I'll just schedule Ohio.
That's the point now, and that's why Shane and Jeremiah Dye do what they did. That's why Bama's doing what they're doing. You're not getting any love for going out there and putting yourself in a situation you could lose. So why am I doing it?
Right. And I just hate to see that.
And that's the system
that we're
Because again, if you're just going to stare at the win column. That's where this is.
Right.
Quit staring at the win column.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't, but look at this non-conference strength of schedule column. Who are you beating, Jay?
That's the drive around the SEC. We'll, through the poll question, try to figure out what that noise was yesterday across Columbia and do a little Jay versus the Internet. Coming up. 11 minutes in front of 6 o'clock here. Final few minutes of the program as we head into the weekend. Jay and Terry with you. Around this time yesterday is when we first came to you guys after, that loud noise that we weren't sure what happened yesterday. Was it an earthquake? Nope. We know now it was not an earthquake.
Nope.
We do know it was a sonic boom. We just don't know what caused said sonic boom.
Nope.
The local air bases, of which we have two, Shaw and McIntyre, said it wasn't us.
Mm-hmm.
NASA said, we don't think it was a meteor. But then when NASA was asked, well, was it like one of your spacecraft or something else? They're like, that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say anything.
Nope.
And apparently the military is looking into it, which is good. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a meteor.
Huh?
But we asked you guys. We put it to you, all right, the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So our poll question, final results. You had 4 choices on today's poll question as to what do you think it was? A, alien spacecraft.
Mm-hmm.
B, American spacecraft or plane.
Mm-hmm.
C, a meteor.
Okay.
D, we all imagined it.
Mm-mm.
Not one of you said we imagined it.
Nope.
So everybody thinks it's real. That's good. It's good. That means we are all on the same page that, no, it was something. Because I wasn't sure for a while there. If we still can't figure out in today's world.
We heard it. What won?
So, meteor ends up winning.
Okay.
I almost want to say sadly that we think that we got a little more.
I was a fan of the aliens.
Realistic.
Spaceship.
Aliens finished second.
Okay.
41.2% of you believe it was a meteor.
Mm-hmm.
With 35.3% that it was an alien spacecraft, which is really, let's be honest, that's the most fun.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, somewhere in South Carolina, Will Smith is dragging a knocked out alien.
Yeah, sure.
Just saying.
From one of 2 films, perhaps, right?
Could be either one.
MIB or Independence Day. And just 23.5% believe it was an American spacecraft or plane.
Mm-hmm.
But again, nobody thinks we imagined it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did. Yesterday, to be serious, I thought it was thunder. We were sitting here. We were doing it was the Gamecock Notebook segment.
Yeah.
And I heard it, and I just assumed because again, here, like a lot of you had said, if you were outside or maybe in your car or something where you had a little more, dare I say, access to it, you could tell it was something that wasn't thunder. Now, where we are, where Terry and I are, again, we're in a radio studio, so we've got really thick glass, and we've got. We're not soundproof, but we've got thick sound insulation on the walls. And so it's just harder for you and me to know exactly what's going on. I mean, we heard it, but I was just like, oh, that's thunder like right overhead. Like you're just a thunder cell, over the neighborhood. Nope.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
I hoped it was an alien.
It would be more fun. The alien.
That's just more fun. I mean, I just want it to be.
Yeah, I want it to be fun.
But you know what? There is part of me that just, can somebody in today's just tell me what it was? Like for real? Like, was it a meteor?
Wouldn't it be nice to know?
That seems the most plausible.
Yeah, kind of realistic.
If NASA and the military and Shaw and them are saying like, yeah, it wasn't us.
It'd be great if it's just stuck in the ground in somebody's yard. You walk outside with your coffee.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, is there somebody in
your yard.
like Bishopville that's going, what the hell is that?
That thing.
And they at least say, oh, well, here it is.
Hey, honey.
We found it.
Look at the dog brought back.
Somebody over that way, right?
All right, this is easy.
Down in Utahville, something. Paxville,
right.
somewhere.
Jay versus the internet. Canadians, Hurricanes, it's in Carolina. Do the Hurricanes wrap it up
Yeah,
tonight?
they're going to.
I agree.
I think the Canadians
100%.
had their opportunity in Montreal, and they
100%.
They didn't get it done.
100%. All right, here we go. Sri Parekh won the National Spelling Bee.
Okay.
Not this year, but in the past. Here is a word that has been the winner.
Okay.
See if you can spell it.
Oh, boy.
Eclaircissement.
Eclaircissement.
Yes. Eclaircissement.
Eclaircissement. That sounds too easy, man. Like,
there's a couple letters that could screw you up, but it's one of the easier ones out of this list in front of me.
Let's go. I-C-C-L-A-R.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. You suck at this.
I-S. Okay, whatever.
Eclair. How do you spell eclair?
Oh, yeah, like the treat?
Eclair. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, eclair. Oh, E-C... Lair.
Okay.
ISSMENT.
Just throw an E in between the S and the M.
Yeah, I would have lost.
See, I would have lost on the E.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have put the E in between.
I remember
Probably.
one time I was supposed to spell the word. Well, the teacher gave it was colonel, like the military rank, and I guess I put an R in there, like in like the third grade spelling bee, and I was really disappointed. I was like, "What do you mean there's no R in there?"
I think you're wrong, teacher.
Yeah. So.
Hey, man, have a good weekend.
Yeah, right back at you. Fun show today, and enjoy the.
Thanks, Langston.
Yeah, thanks to Langston.
Thanks
and,
everybody who jumped
in
on
knows,
the Twitter poll.
We might have more clarity on the coach on
maybe
Monday.
some aliens too this weekend.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Final check on the traffic this afternoon. Accidents, just a few still. One in Richland County, Bookman Road at Old Two Notch. Then also in Richland, hard scrabble at Elders Pond. Couple in Columbia, St. Andrews Road at Bush River Road, and Piney Grove at Fernandina. Up next, Connecting Carolinas with Scott Hamilton, sponsored by FanStream Sports. Have yourself a good weekend. We'll pop back in here and hang out with you on Monday here on the Postgame Show at the Game. Game app, at the Game TV radio on YouTube. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you hanging out with us. See you.